talking about senior night. We're talking about a lot of emotion, and I'm sure that's what's going to be part of the thing that is employed here by the Illini, particularly after getting beat so decisively in Bloomington.
And there is such a thing as too much emotion. We'll see if that might come into play. Jared Jeffries still bothered by an ankle, but not on that high arcing bank shot to tie. He injured his ankle against Louisville February 9th. No better than about 85% as we start play tonight. Illinois has come off a 3-game losing streak to post a 6-game winning streak, and they're finally starting to play the way people expected to see them play all year.
Now, that was right after they had two things happen. They got beat decisively by Indiana. Then Michigan State beat them here. And from then on, they've won because they really started to better understand the things they needed to do.
88-57, their worst loss in over a decade, and that was a cold slap in the face to them. Tom Coverdale, Dane Fife, Kyle Hornsby, all three-point threats. Jeff Newton and Jeffries up front, Indiana. And Bradford, Williams, Cook, Archibald, and Johnson for Bill Self. In his second year as head coach at Illinois. One step shy of the Final Four last year. Preseason #2 in the country. And they still have time to erase the overall taste of this season, which to many people has been a season of underachievement and disappointment. They can still finish in first, at least the time for first.
Yeah, and if they're able to do that, then I think, they've got to be pretty pleased.
This tightrope along the baseline by Johnson to keep that one alive. Maybe some tight shooting and evidence on both sides in the first 2 minutes. Williams with a 3.
Coming out looking like he's playing with a lot of intent, purpose, which I don't know if he's done all the time, David. Has been the criticism against Frank Williams.
A non-factor in Bloomington. Offensive foul. Coverdale.
And Davis is on the floor to get this time out. But this is the emotion involved. Right here, Frank Williams, you see, he catches it. He's looking to knock it down right away. Sticks that one, comes back on the other end. And Coverdale gets the offensive foul. Their man of emotions is Lucas Johnson, who tries to get the fans involved.
And Mike Davis.
Just got to say, if he's not careful, he might be in a technical.
He's about to follow Donnie Gray into trouble. Gray walks away. Davis, after calling this timeout, wrapping up his second season as the Hoosier head coach, and he has them in position for their first Big Ten title in 9 years. And this after his 21-win total last year, the best debut by an Indiana coach ever. So a month ago today, Illinois' worst loss since 91 to Temple. Big Ten record 17 Indiana three-pointers. Frank Williams just hit the first of the night. Chased by Coverdale. Brian Cook, high low, down to Archibald. And the most accurate shooter in the Big Ten, 64% for the year. He makes it 7-2.
Well, he's coming off being the co-Big Ten Player of the Week, so he's playing with a lot of confidence. It's Robert Archibald. And I think they need to try to take advantage. They being the Illini need to take advantage if he can post up down inside on the injured Jared Jeffries.
Coverdale stripped and then fouled by Archibald.
I mean, in order to be effective in the post, you've got to establish position. Archibald has Jeffries on his back, fakes left, comes back to his left hand, and there's not much that Jeffries can do on the ensuing play. Archibald picks up the foul.
Player of the week along with Adam Ballinger of Michigan State for last week. He hit 14 of his 17 shots, 82% in the 2 games.
You get the kind of position he just got. You shouldn't miss more than that, much more than that anyway.
All high percentage. Dane Fife, who was a senior, has suddenly blossomed as a three-point threat. Newton's miss boarded by Archibald.
The Illini will allow Newton to shoot the ball. They really don't want Jeffries to get going in the post, but then you allow the guards to become more effective.
Williams feeling it early, a little bit short on that three-point try.
I'd say he's feeling it. He was deep on the left side.
All year he's heard the criticism for not being emotional enough, not consistent enough. But he is fully engaged. on the opening tip tonight, as we would expect. Fife over to Hornsby, and a three-pointer that would have been NBA range for Kyle Hornsby.
Hornsby knocked it down. Lucas Johnson thought he was not going to shoot the ball, but Hornsby has great confidence, as you said, past the NBA line, which obviously is not on the floor, but that's the confidence Hornsby has in his shot.
Conference games only, he leads the league better than 50% on his threes this year. He should be confident. Ryan Cook, one of the best he has all year. Lucas Johnson came off ACL surgery. That one's blocked out of bounds by Newton. And just a block. Fans over there in the Orange Crush section wanted a foul as well. 15-50 first half, 7-5 Illini.
Championship week begins Saturday on ESPN and ESPN2.
Tina?
Hi, you want to see Todd?
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil high-mileage vehicle restores the performance of older engines.
Come to AutoZone for special savings on Pennzoil's new high-mileage vehicle motor oil.
If your fraternity forced you to join a sorority... Yeah, very funny. Would you?
Hi. Oh, my God.
If you had to get sensitive...
Let's share.
Should you?
Well, I'm addicted to porn. Pillow fight!
And if you had to keep your hands off your sisters...
Who is that? Daisy.
Could you? Wow. Sorority boys.
It's like a Wookiee, man.
Rated R. Starts March 22nd.
He's got the Fazone from Pizza Hut in his hands. He can't handle the 51 cubic inches of Pizza Hut perfection. He can't go all the way. $5.99 or 2 for $10.99. The new Fazone from Pizza Hut.
May your travels bring you serenity. Satisfaction. Like when you book ahead, ask for the daylight savings rate and save 25% on your days in room. It's like getting the bathroom free. All you need is the inspiration to book now.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Sam Adams, Mighty Taste, and by Ford, America's #1 choice for 15 straight years.
Kyle Hornsby just put in the first three-pointer of the night for the Hoosiers, who trail 7-5.
You know, Dave, as this game takes off, I'm looking at the offense of the Illini. They've made some shots. The only one that was really in the flow, if you will, was the shot that was made, I thought, on the post by Robert Archibald. As you look at the turnovers, the points off the turnovers. I think it's important that they get some kind of rhythm. They only have 7 on the shot clock right now.
And Lucas Johnson over to Williams. Looks up. Fires a 40-footer. He almost got it, too. Just a hair long. The shot clock wound down.
A hair long from a shot that's about half court. That's pretty interesting.
There's Jeffries starting that set from the point forward. Open look, same spot, but Hornsby not there this time. And run down by Archibald, who finally has sprained wrist healed enough that he does not have to have it wrapped. Push inside the lane will go against Indiana.
Coverdale just picked up his second foul. And Donnie Gray is now getting at the players, because what's starting to happen is there's been some bickering to the officials, and they need to try to get this game under control.
Well, Donnie and 2 other veterans, Ed Hightower and Art McDonald, calling this one. It is the second on Coverdale.
Yeah, Mike Davis had gotten after Donnie Gray on the foul with Coverdale, the first one, because he thought Frank Williams initiated it, and the players are starting to pick that up. They've got to take it easy.
Well, Nick Smith just checked in for Archibald. They call him over the back of Jeffries. Came up with the steal. Following us tonight on ESPN, more Super Tuesday from the SEC. Tennessee visiting number 10 Florida. And a 3-way tie right now atop the SEC East with Georgia and Kentucky. The Gators. Plenty riding on that one. Senior night for the Illini. Their senior class has its 3rd straight 20-win season, 5th in the last 6 years for the program. That's out of bounds on Jeffries.
Jeffries has started out at the point guard position, if you will, the point forward position, and then got it on the side, and then just didn't get a quick enough pass. What he's saying is throw the pass harder.
Nick Smith messes up the temptation. 3, turn around, won't go for Brian Cook.
And that's big, I think, for the Illini. They need Brian Cook to be involved in the game offensively. And right now, he can't get anything going.
Traveling, another turnover. Already 5 committed by the Hoosiers. Mike Davis says nobody predicted this type of year for this team, and we have gotten every drop out of everybody on this team.
I agree. No one expected them to be at this particular point. I definitely did not. They've had a great year so far.
Luther Head, freshman, in the game for the first time. Corey Bradford, the outgoing seniors, held off by Jeffries, and the loose ball picked up by Dane Fox.
Bad decision there. There's nowhere to go.
Both these teams have won in conference play because they've locked down defensively. That's the tone of this one here early. Indiana a month ago today winning 88-57. And with that in mind, with a chance, although an outside one, for Illinois to still manage at least a share of first place. All that on the line tonight. Everybody has lost at home at least once this season. And the best road team in the Big Ten is Indiana. 4 of their 10 conference wins have come away from Bloomington.
Yeah, but other than that, no one else is really over 500. I mean, it's been tough to win, almost in all conferences, particularly the Big Ten, to win on the road.
That one almost probably feels like 2 home wins. It's been that rare. That one knocked out of bounds by Donald Perry. Indiana freshman. Indiana and Ohio State tied for first. Ohio State and Wisconsin both already at 10 wins. Illinois can get there. That would be 3 straight 10 or more win in the conference schedule for the Illini over the end of the Lon Kruger era in the first 2 years of the Bill Self regime. Indiana has actually won the last 2 meetings, 58-56 over the Illini in the semifinals of last year's Big Ten tournament. And then losing to Iowa in the championship round. Point blank miss. Here comes Williams.
You're not going to get many easy looks, so you gotta finish.
7-2 redshirt freshman Smith. Bouncing down low. Williams double. Head through Jeffries away from the hoop. Can't hit with a backhand. And the shooting on both sides, but not that time as Jeff Newton beats everybody up the floor.
Well, he challenged the shot on the defensive end, got out and ran after the rebound was brought down, and did a good job of getting himself in position to get a basket.
3 of 11 shooting out of the Illini. And Ed Hightower with the call here on Newton. His first.
If you get out and run, you can get opportunities. This is not an easy pass. To get it to come up is one thing. Newton gets it to come up after Perry throws a bounce pass in a fast break situation and gets an easy hoop. But the tendency is on a long pass, when you bounce it, it skips. It doesn't necessarily come right up. So that was a great catch by Newton.
Quick inbound shot missed by Sean Harrington. He led the Big Ten in three-point shooting last year. Brett out there, junior.
You know, this start so far for Illinois favors Indiana tremendously. If you're Indiana, keep the fans out of the game.
They've seen over 3 scoreless minutes by their team. They've seen 5 straight Indiana points. And they are quiet at the moment.
Yeah, they really, it's usually, you'd expect a lot more energy than you see so far here.
Jeffries wide for 3. Luther Head playing really well the second go-through in the conference schedule. Started the last 5 games, in fact, before tonight. Kick it out for a wide-open Cook three-pointer. Head soaring, and then soaring to get the rejection, Jared Jeffries.
That should be Indiana ball. Didn't it go out on Harrington?
Yep.
Yeah. But good defense on the part of Indiana. Bill Self knows that they can get opportunities, but they've got to get the ball on the glass and then on the inside. Jeffries covering up the rim.
have always felt that our trucks were tougher than anybody else's trucks. I've had people say to me, I own a Ford truck, and I have 120,000 miles on it, and it's still as good as the day I bought it. They say to me, gee, I'd love to buy an old Ford truck, but I can't find one that's really in mint condition. That's a great thing. Those trucks have been used hard for a lot of years. You see so many Ford trucks on the work site because these trucks can take what you can dish out year after year, generation after generation. And that's what they're built for. Built Ford Tough isn't just a slogan, it's what we deliver. We just have to make sure that we continue to give them those kind of trucks so that their kids will say, I'll only buy a Ford, I'll never buy anything else. I mean, I love hearing that.
We weren't technically a garage band since we practiced in a barn. 3 years, 7 drummers, 1 groupie. And we never get tired of talking about the whole thing.
Introducing AT&T Unlimited. $19.95 a month for unlimited long-distance calls to any of AT&T's 50 million residential long-distance customers. Make all the calls you want, whenever you want. Plus, it's just 7 cents a minute to anyone else.
We still call each other all the time, but we have one rule. No singing.
Call 1-800-REACH-OUT to enroll.
Illinois comes out all fired up for the obvious reasons, which we've recounted, but they're not shooting well at all. They've almost gone 6 minutes, in fact, since their last point. Is all that adrenaline maybe working against them a little bit here?
Well, there's a good chance that could be happening. What I don't see, as I talked about a little earlier, there is really no rhythm or no continuity in their offense, and I think that's one of the reasons why Bill Self had to make some substitutions. He needs to get guys in positions where they can be effective and score the ball, and it wasn't happening. With Frank Williams looking to get a shot, he's not getting everybody else involved.
Williams resting at the moment. Main fight. Williams gives a down low to Jared Odell, who has finished his Indiana career with an amazing burst lately, and he makes it 7 unanswered points, and they take a 9-7 lead.
Jared Odell has been very good for Indiana. As a matter of fact, he did not practice doing shoot-around today, and so they weren't sure if he was going to be a part of today's game, but you can see he's with great energy, and I think Archibald may have picked up his second foul.
That's how all the tie balls are going to end up, bodies flying.
Well, it should be that
like situation here. Watch Archibald.
Well, not only that, and these guys are just scrumming for the ball. Jared Odell is down at the foul line. I mean, he had Art McDonald, the official, and everybody. I don't know if he didn't hurt his back or what. We'll get a chance to take a look at it. Coming from the left side, yeah, he's got the weight on his back. And you know what? The knee of Archibald might have gone into the back. Yeah, that's what he's got. He's got his back like the knee kind of, when Archibald came down, Odell came down on top of the knee.
Archibald has to leave with the second foul. Jeffries held off by Cook. He tied him up, and it stays Indiana ball.
Bill Self needs everybody to be active, particularly on the defensive end. Cook in position. The ball does not come out of Jeffries' hands. They said that's a jump ball, tied ball. It stays with Indiana.
Illinois now looking at 7 scoreless minutes. They will get the ball back on the turnover off Newton. Thursday on ESPN, a Big East ACC doubleheader beginning 7 Eastern, Syracuse, Villanova, 9 Eastern, Virginia hosts number 3 Duke.
Well, Virginia's got a way to go. They started out pretty well. Couldn't quite keep it going in the right direction.
Hornsby went up with Bradford and thought he had a clean block. But he didn't. His first.
Indiana's been aggressive with the overplaying. So you bring a man up. This is on the strong side. That's what happened. Lucas gets it, throws it to Bradford, who goes to the basket and gets fouled.
First point for Bradford, who tonight extended his streak. He has not only played in all 128 games of his Illinois career, he started them all.
That's pretty amazing. That's one of the reasons why Illinois was picked early. They got enough seniors on the floor, Bradford being among those. And for all practical purpose, you know, Frankie Williams, from a maturity standpoint, is a senior.
Fourth-year junior. already been honored tonight along with the Illinois seniors, having announced before the year began he would head to the pros after this season. Newton. Little confusion as to who that pass was headed toward, and now the loose ball dive out of bounds. No, saved by Indiana. Not quite out. Leaning scoop by Newton. A little bit out of control, rebounded by Johnson. And the last couple times down now is starting to take on the overall tone we expected. Almost in for Williams.
It's the reason people have talked so highly about the ability of Frank Williams is that he can get himself in and out of places. This ability comes in Newton. Now watch him go right. He'll put in his left hand away from Jeffries. Gets fouled going to the basket.
Shooting tough foul on Jeffries because he looked as if maybe Williams got past him with no contact. It's Barrett's first. Williams, even with those subpar numbers, was the best of a poor bunch that night in Bloomington. The only double-figure score they had. Fourth overall in scoring. Sixth in assists. And 7 of the Illini's 11 for Frank Williams.
All of that, and they have a 2-point lead.
Jared Odom ready to check back in. Way short by Fife. Williams starts a 3-on-2. Now a 4-on-2. Good ball movement right back to Frank. Hits the reverse. When all those bad things everybody was saying about Frank Williams, long forgotten.
He's playing at a different tempo now. You and I did the game at Michigan, and he played okay. This tempo is at a much higher level.
Radford got the steal. Williams spots him wide open.
That's enough. You got to go down. Mike Davis is taking 20.
Last year's Big Ten Player of the Year. Expected to repeat this year. Probably won't.
The ball. Get it up and under to Frank Williams, who started the initial play. Watch him get the defender up. Newton likes to block shots. Part of the leading shot blocking team in the Big Ten. And then coming back the other way, just aggressive play. Bradford knocks it up into the air, gets it back. Gets it up to the basket. The pressure was starting to get to Indiana. Mike Davis wisely takes a 20. Sorry, takes a 30.
8-0, Illinois run. And 9 of their 15 points have come off of 8 Indiana turnovers. And 8 with 8:52 still to go in the half is unacceptable. One of the points Mike Davis had to be making, no doubt. He'll protect the ball better. Donald Perry. Fife lost his footing and is called for steps.
I think he tripped on the way out, and the ball was coming to him, and he was going, by the time he recognized it, he was already on his way down. And Mike Davis is laughing because he knows that Fife got tripped. I'm not sure whether Fife got tripped by his own man or by an Illini. But at this point, doesn't matter.
The Imperial with an 8-0 run in progress. And Indiana now scoreless for the last 3 minutes. Good matchup. Williams gets past Fife. Couldn't get it off the glass. A.J. Moye in for the first time for Indiana has that board.
I've got Jared Odom back in the game. We'll see if they go down on the block with him being guarded by Lucas Johnson.
Perry not there for 3. A one-handed rebound, Brian Cook.
Tough shot. I mean, you're too early in the clock for that kind of shot.
Inside out transition. Johnson to Harrington, three-pointer. Well, it was quiet for a while. An 11-0 Illinois run has them up.
Johnson. They actually get Lucas Johnson on this. I happen to be looking at Ed Hightower, who's looking right at Lucas Johnson, who likes to take those charges. He slid over, and before you could get the floor, the official on top of it. Bill Self has to be happy with his team because Johnson gets the ball out to Harrington, doing his specialty, 3-ball corner pocket.
People want to win.
On Sunday, March 10th.
They want those national championship banners.
Everybody's playing their own game out there. Don't you kids get it?
The first original motion picture from ESPN.
Playing my game is what got you here.
Brian Dennehy is Bobby Knight.
I had to sit around for a year with a losing record? I'm not going to let you people do that to me.
A season on the brink. Sunday, March 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on ESPN. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Cutting corners cost you money. Don't take chances. Use professionals for your business. Contact Mid-Central Illinois Regional Council of Carpenters to complete your project. When you choose Union Carpenters, you're guaranteeing that your job is done right, on time, and under budget. When your project isn't done on time, your business can lose thousands of dollars in sales. Don't let that happen. Count on the Mid-Central Illinois Regional Council of Carpenters to keep your business on budget.
Plane of electronics stores, one has risen to the top. Champaign Audio. Experts in the best audio-video components, including Yamaha, Sony ES, and many others. Home theater systems from below $1,000 to the system of your dreams. The service you deserve and the best value you can find. We guarantee it. Have you been to Champaign Audio lately? Champaign Audio.
Totally different first 13 minutes or so compared to a month ago when Indiana sailed to the 88-57 win. They have been held scoreless now almost the last 4 minutes. They went from timeout to timeout just then and did not add to that 9-point total. That's how Illinois has been defending. Their 6-game winning streak, giving up just 58 points in those 6 games. Odell went hard after an offensive rebound, and they're again going to point the finger at Lucas Johnson.
Oh,
no, changes to Cook. Brian Cook's first.
They let him off because Lucas Johnson hammered him on the inside, but the official thought Cook got there first. Right now, what's really hurting Indiana is when they don't shoot the ball well from the perimeter, it takes away anything they can get on the inside. Odell has been sick, and Jared Jeffries just hasn't been able to get going. So the perimeter shots have been challenged. It makes it a much different look.
And they're not going after their own misses. In fact, a minute ago, their first offensive rebound all night.
They really haven't had much opportunity because I think their lineup done a very credible job on the glass.
Great look, Jeffries to the cutter. Jared Odell, who hits the reverse.
Good read by Jeffries of the double team, finding Odell open.
So 18-11, and Illinois not shooting well yet. Just 32% for them, 6 out of 19. Again, the officials looking at Lucas Johnson's matchup off the ball. The offensive foul is second.
Bill Self knows that he's got a handful when guarding Jared Jeffries. You'll see Johnson come over, and he comes off of Odell, who does a good job using the rim to clear himself to get a layup after the solid pass by Jeffries. The other end, Johnson fouls. They send Coverdale to the foul line.
Illini over the limit. 4 threes, 16 points in that first game. Maybe the strangest part of it was Indiana not only setting the record for number of threes, they made more three-pointers than they did two-pointers. 17 threes, 15 inside the arc. And Mike Davis had maybe the most memorable win all season for him. Coverdale's first points, and they cut it to 18-13.
I think it was one of the most memorable wins for these young players because I think they got a lot of confidence after a win like that against a team like Illinois who had been ranked so high.
Well, they are really watching the off-the-ball contact tonight. That one's on Fight. And his first. Don't forget, coming up, second game of our Super Tuesday doubleheader tonight, Tennessee at Florida. Tennessee just 6 and 8 in the league, but they can help decide who wins the East. Three-pointer, Corey Bradford.
Keeping up to his own standards, has the NCAA record for consecutive games with a 3 at 88. That one looked pure coming off his hand.
He has made at least 1 3 in all but 9 games of his career. Air ball. And Moyer will be called for the push-off, going for the board.
You got to get your shooters open. It's very important that you do that. And then you get a little rhythm. You see Smith sets the pick on Moyer. Clean look by Bradford. And I mean, it touched the net clean. Bradford got a little angst in the face.
Harrington, foul by Moyer. Sean, a 75% free throw shooter. But misses the front end, gets his own rebound, and quickly Bradford 3 again. Like the way they drew it up, but they'll take it.
No question. Nick Smith, the freshman, did a nice job tipping it out. Then they got it to the shooter Bradford. It feels like he's starting to heat up just a bit.
Biggest lead of the night, 11. Hornsby. And another whistle off the ball. Quinn, I think all but 1 or 2 whistles tonight have involved off the ball contact.
You know, and I think that is the case. But that basket should count. First of all, Hornsby made the basket. Are they counting it?
Well, they have they've put it on the board, but they're signaling 1 and 1 for Fife, and they will count the basket for Hornsby.
Yeah, you count the basket. Then on the other end, what happens is Fife is on the foul line, but he and Bradford got into it underneath, and the ball was in the air. That's why the basket counts, and then the foul that took place is then shot.
2 fouls on Bradford. People that saw Dane Fife his first 3 years would never have believed he'd turned into the shooter he has this year. But Mike Davis has coached him up with a lot of confidence. He's convinced him he's a good shooter. He's living up to that expectation all year long.
Always been known as a good defensive player.
He's at almost 50% of his threes this year. Indiana has more three-point threats than anybody in the league. Williams. Shovel pass underneath. Smith never really had a good hand.
Well, he's got to get it, because you're not going to get it much easier than that. The freshman has got to finish out those kind of plays.
Indiana has it back down to 6. Over to go. Down 11. And we hit the 5-minute mark of the half. Coverdale not on that time, still looking for his first three-pointer. We knew Indiana would come somewhat down to earth. They just had to in that first game. Another whistle.
The third on Fife.
Coverdale, I think they're pointing to.
Sorry, it is Coverdale.
And it is his third.
Yeah, see, he's having a hard time guarding Williams.
Well, big trouble for Tom Coverdale.
You can see right there the nudge with the hip. Williams is really being assertive to the basket, and he's a tough handle as Mike Davis gives Tom Coverdale a little bit of, you know, just warm, compassionate hug. There's a sigh over here from the Illini saying, oh, as though that's not warranted.
You're not just oozing sympathy from the Orange Crush tonight.
No, they remember the spanking that Tom Coverdale and the Hoosiers put on him in Bloomington.
Well, big problem now for Indiana. Coverdale, 3 fouls, only 2 points. And still almost 5 minutes to go in the first half. Frank Williams, meanwhile, hits double figures. And we've watched him play all year, knowing that when he puts his mind to it, he can pretty much take anybody he wants off the dribble, but he has not always had his mind to it. He has tonight.
He has been very focused.
11 to lead. The Illini back up by 8 now. All alone, Jeffries. Whoa.
And he didn't touch anything. The fans will tell you what it was. What?
Williams stealing their ball his own way.
Definitely.
Fans continue to chant at Jeffries, even though their own man just followed him up. Jeffries' pass deflected by Frank Williams. They're 3-on-2. Luther head. And a heady Dane Fife gets in the middle of the break and knocks it into the band.
Well, it's a good effort by Dane Fife just to get back in it, because what happened is the Illini went into a 2-3 zone. That's why Jeffries got the first open shot. But what he didn't take into account is they stayed in at the next possession, and where he thought a man should be, it was a zone coverage, so then somebody covered up for him.
Just off the bench, Roger Powell, freshman, with his first two.
You know that you've been around a while. I played against his dad at Joliet Central. And this is a Roger Powell Jr.
That's tough for you to admit.
Yeah, that's tough for me to admit.
Odell. We're going to a fall away, banks it in not once but twice.
That is an offensive foul. I don't care how you cut it. You cannot clear space and then shoot a shot, but they allowed Jared to do it.
Odell now 3 out of 4. The rest of the team 4 of 15. Both teams just at 37%. And grind it out, duke it out in the first half. Frank Williams has that look about him.
Oh, no doubt. You can't cover much better than that. And Fife's a good defensive player.
As if he's already made up his mind. Nobody stops him tonight.
Senior night.
Nobody has so far.
For him, it's senior night.
Fourth-year junior. Honored with the rest of the actual seniors. And a good look inside. No finish twice. Newton misfires and ends up knocked off his feet. Oh, Williams. Cleanly deflected by Fife, but it goes to Cook, who has his first point.
Well, that's important because Cook needed to get into the game. The officials momentarily looking to see if they needed to stop it because of Jeffrey Newton.
Well, Newton looking toward the bench, but has not been pulled yet by Davis. Now he will be.
Timeout on the floor.
Timeout, 2:38. Illinois with its biggest lead yet, up to 12. It is the Frank Williams show in the first half. 13 points.
My two great-grandfathers, Henry Ford and Harvey Firestone, used to take these camping trips every year with Thomas Edison and whoever the president at the time was. And they called themselves the Vagabonds. They sort of invented SUVs. If you think about it, prior to the Model T, most people never traveled more than 20 miles from home in an entire lifetime. I love the outdoors. I won't even stay in a hotel if I can't open the windows. And so, our SUVs provide a great deal of freedom. You can't accept limitations. We want to do things in a new way, and to do that, you must have no boundaries. SUVs are what people want, and we do them better than anybody else. When you get it right, you just know it. Then it's really fun.
I'm a regular guy, but sometimes I can be such a dunce. Like when I go on vacation. I always wonder if I'm paying too much for the rental car. Then I heard about the Dollar Rent-A-Car website at dollar.com. The rates were so good, I couldn't contain my excitement. Saving money was so quick and easy, and wow, my Dollar rental car was right at the airport. Next time, you know where to go.
The Illini by 12 late in the first half, Sunday, March 10th. You can catch ESPN's first original motion picture starring Brian Dennehy. Follow Bobby Knight through a season on the brink. Intense adult language, parental, and viewer discretion is advised.
No, I think it's just strongly advised.
You're right, strong. Well, Mike Davis feeling no doubt something on the brink for Indiana right now because his team is shooting poorly, turning it over. not getting a whole lot of stops now on the defensive end. They can do nothing with Frank Williams, and Tom Coverdale already has 3 fouls.
And they've really struggled, but I think a lot of it has to do with the way the Illini have come to play.
Well, again, turn it over. Luther Head looked off Jeffries, drove right inside of him, and laid it home.
Jared Jeffries cannot allow somebody to get to the basket like that. It's 7 feet, basically. You got to cover it and make him have to go to the other side.
10-2, Illini run.
And just got it over before the 10-second violation.
Bill Self feeling the jugular is exposed right now and trying to add to a 14-point lead with more easy baskets. But the press just produced for him. Shot clock down to 4. Jeffries, sea of arm tied up. Illinois ball. Brian Cook.
Well, I tell you what, it's tough. If you go straight up with your arms, I think officials will let you play. Nice position by Cook. The ball got put into Cook's arm, and that's the reason that it ends up being a jump ball.
Number 21, Indiana, trailing number 16, Illinois, 34-20. Cook, as he misses from the corner. Here's Art McDonald with a whistle again away from where the shot came, and on Jeffries now, his second.
Jeffries, his second, number 9 on Indiana.
And
in for the Hoosiers, number 12.
Hard to figure out why he wants to commit that foul on that man, Sean Harrington, not the shooter. And Jeffries back to the bench, and Harrington earlier missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Does it again and tapped out by Cook. Coming up, the Mass Mutual halftime report. Sports Center in-game with Reese Davis. And in-depth look at Michael Jordan's injury situation. Will he play again this year? And if you haven't seen it already, the harangue Nolan Richardson went on in Fayetteville yesterday. Fed up with all the heat he has taken for a rare off year at Arkansas.
Yeah, and Nolan made the point very clearly. He feels like he deserves it. And quite frankly, he's entitled. When you win a championship and then things don't go well a year, so you're entitled to that. But he had that and more to say.
Another block by Cook. Where nothing fuels a home crowd like this, like a rejection like that.
Cook does a nice job. Odo has been playing well. Cook just goes up, times it. No question about it. Not even out of Odo's hands. Cook puts it out of bounds.
That's immediately after he tied up Jeffries last time down. 5 on the shot clock. Newton fall away. Not the type shot Indiana would normally try to set him up for, but he hits it.
I was thinking the same thing, basically, because with Jared Jeffries out, don't have a lot of options offensively.
Bill Self falls time with a 12-point lead.
Because he's got a chance, as Bill Self, to get two possessions if he does it quickly. What Mike Davis has to make sure happens is that they defend it down as much as they can to get it below 35. Otherwise, you give them a type of chance. That's Illinois, who's playing really well right now. Too many opportunities.
Well, when this season began, Illinois, the consensus favorite to win the Big Ten title, maybe the national title. They were preseason number 2. Right now, they are the 4th seed if everything ends as it currently stands in the Big Ten. As the tournament moves to Indianapolis this year, Indiana at the moment would enter as the top seed. But some other games will have some impact on the standings. Ohio State taking on Michigan State tonight. If Illinois can force a 4-way tie, if they win this one and Michigan State wins, we have 10 and 5 all the way across with those 4. Williams, not this time on the 3. Newton pulls it off away from Roger Powell with 37 seconds, difference of 5 seconds.
Illini still can get a shot. I was going to say, if I'm Indiana, I got to find a way to get shooters and Odom involved in the game, because Newton is not really a shooter.
They have had no flow at all. 12 turnovers, 35% shooting for Indiana.
So he makes the shot. which we were talking about.
Get the ball to Jeff Newton. What were we just saying?
Get it to his hands quickly. Watch you see Frank Williams then try to close out the half.
6 seconds. Turns off Fife. Too easy.
No, he's just that good when he plays that hard.
What a first half for Frank Williams in his final home performance. In an Illinois uniform, 15, 5 of 11 at the half. Illinois, big, 36-24. We send it to Reese Davis, the Sports Center in-game and Mass Mutual Financial Group halftime report.
And through the first 20 minutes, a little payback day for that game in Bloomington, which Indiana blew out Illinois. Frank Williams playing brilliantly. This is the Illini team we expected to see most of the season. Coming up on Sports Center in-game, the Mass Mutual halftime report. Air Jordan grounded, but for how long? We will discuss that. And Rod Smith, flexible dude. We'll tell you just how flexible and how far he'll stretch himself financially.
A season on the brink. ESPN's first original motion picture. Premieres Sunday, March 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Only on ESPN. And by E-Trade Financial. More of what you need to stay ahead in today's economy.
Well, this one so far bears absolutely no similarity to when they got together in Bloomington a month ago. All Illinois in this one, 36-24. Welcome back to Champaign. Dave Barnett and Quinn Buckner, and there's not a whole lot Illinois would like to change about this one. Indiana has to change everything. They're doing nothing well right now.
Indiana's really struggling getting their offense going. Illinois got it going early. They are shooting 45% in the first half of this. They shot 36 for the game against Indiana. It was Frank Williams who came out looking to get going. He knocked down the three-point shot, got aggressive going to the basket, really ignited his team from the start, and started looking for a variety of ways to get himself involved. At 15 in the first half, he was the reason the Illini played, I thought, assertively in the first 20 minutes.
15 did not turn the ball over. The entire team had only 4. And major contrast, Indiana, which hit only 2 out of 8 threes, 38% overall, and turned it over 12 times. Jared Jeffrey's only points came in the first 40 seconds of the game. He is 1 of 4. And also held to 2 points, Tom Coverdale, who had 3 first-half fouls and sat most of the first 20 minutes. Coverdale in to start this second half and tried to feed Jeffries down low. Those are the 2 that need to get on track early for the Hoosiers. Game 5 held without a basket, also only 2 points.
Well, I think the most important thing for Indiana is just to get the ball. I'd like to get it in Jeffries' hands and see can Cook guard him down on the block.
Coverdale, 5 to shoot. They get Fife an open look at a 3, and he finally nails one.
Nice job coming off the screen because they give it to Jeffries. All of the Illini pay attention to Jeffries when he gets the ball. Maybe you can get someone free.
The 50th three-pointer of the year for Fife. One of the few mistakes Williams has made, his first turnover. Had nowhere to go once he left his feet. Flops there, loses his footing again, and a quick start for the Hoosiers as Hornsby hit.
That got off. What they needed to do was get off to a good start, and they were able to do it. Now they find themselves back in the game. The Illini feel a little bit of pressure to make shots here early.
First half, Williams and Bradford outscored the Indiana starting guards 25-4. So Indiana gets early points from their backcourt to start the second half. Bradford from nowhere, offensive rebound, Johnson.
Looking to try to run their offense. Don't need to get started in a hurry. I'm sure Bill Self said that to his club.
Williams draws and dishes. This three-pointer Johnson kept alive by Archibald and Cook. And a foul as Brian Cook ends up with it. The reach by Fife, his second.
Illini being very, very active, but they haven't been able to get to some of the scores on Indiana. I thought Hornsby did a nice job playing off the fact that Williams went down, knocked down the little 12-footer in the paint.
No doubt, Illinois has got to feel like they should be much further ahead than just 7.
That's what I was saying earlier. I never thought that, the game looked like it was that favorable for the Illini. The one guy who has not really gotten into it has been Brian Cook.
Archibald misses point blank. Yeah, Brian Cook held to just 2. He and Jeffries, neither one had much of an impact.
And you see the much more assertive team now are the Hoosiers. And that's why Bill Self is taking a timeout.
Went exactly what he did not want to see in the early moments of the second half. Indiana starts it with a run, and they get from 12 back to within 5 in a hurry.
ESPN and ESPN2, home of the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship.
Bud Light, please. Can I, oh, there you are. Oh, hey, wait. Can I have a Bud Light, please? Yeah. Hi. Can I?
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Hey, I'll be right down. Oh, wait.
Make it a Bud Light.
Dear sir, thank you for changing my son's life. He has said that if he makes it through basic training, he'll never be afraid of anything. In my proudest moment, I will watch my son march across that field with his head held high. Thank you for bringing out the best in my child.
Graduation is just the beginning. Log on, only at GoArmy.com.
The critics agree. Metal Gear Solid 2 is a hit. Newsweek says it rocks. The best video game for PlayStation 2 raves USA Today.
Right, get out of here.
And Game Informer names Metal Gear Solid 2 Game of the Year.
I've been waiting for this.
Metal Gear Solid 2, only on PlayStation 2. Rated M for mature, from Konami.
Sergio McClain finished up his Illinois career last year. For much of this year, they've really missed the leadership element and the toughness that he provided him the last 4 years.
He was a guy that didn't need the ball, and I think that really helped. But you're right, it's his leadership and toughness. His dad, Wayne McClain, right there, an outstanding high school player himself, both at Peoria Manual.
Well, they have to spend an early timeout as Indiana comes out with a 7-0 run. They hit their first 3 shots to begin the second half, and they make it a game.
They've gotten themselves back in the game. Their energy was depleted, I thought, near the end of the quarter. They're much more energized starting here.
Archibald held off by Jeffries. Williams throws up a prayer over Fife, and Jeffries holds him off, and that's about as well as Indiana's played all night defensively.
He was well defended. Both of them were, because Archibald likes to go to the left hand. That was defended. Williams tried to come in between. Again, Jeffries was there, nowhere to go. Good read, Archibald.
Right in the way of the pass by Jeffries, and then Cook from behind has Fife sneak up and take.
First of all, Cook's got to pass the ball.
Not in his job description to bring it up against a fast break, and Hornsby giving it right back. A flurry of turnovers. Getting that reaction from Mike Davis.
I mean, he was hit.
You have to be kidding. 14 Indiana turnovers. That's what they average per game, even more.
They've got to get Cook in the game. And they've got Newton on him, but he's the one guy that maybe even scored it.
Lefty hook, and he banked it home.
Because what Cook recognizes is that Jeffries knows where Archibald wants to go. So Archibald's not going to be able to get him low post offense, and Cook is a better offensive player.
Especially at home. Who is a 61% shooter in this building in Big Ten games this year. So they can expect more from where that last shot came from Brian Cook. Deep in the corner, Hornsby. And Luther Head came in during the last timeout. Replacing Lucas Johnson. Back again making Williams give it up. Put on the deck. And makes its way to Coverdale.
Has not been artistic here, Dave.
Not at all. But yet, working Indiana's way here in the second half. Blocked by Cook, goes right to Jeffries, missed it, down again to Brian Cook.
Couldn't explode off that bad leg. Remember, he's got a bad ankle, and part of his problem has been his inability to explode. That should have been a dump.
Still Illinois by 7. Williams 15 at the half. Nothing since. Archibald, only 2 tonight. Knocked away out of bounds by Jared Jeffers. 15:21 to play. Brian Cook hasn't had a whole lot to say on the offensive end. Defense, a different story.
Tina?
Hi, you want to see Todd?
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to keep the mileage down on this car, so I drive it backwards 4 days a week.
Need a motor oil for a high-mileage car? We developed one. Pennzoil high-mileage vehicle restores the performance of older engines.
Come to AutoZone for special savings on Pennzoil's new high-mileage vehicle motor oil.
Do they bowl in Italy? Do they bowl in Italy? It's the birthplace of bocce ball, but you're missing the point of the story. A mom-and-pop bowling ball bag manufacturer in Jersey. Jersey is swamped with worldwide demand after their product is featured in an Italian fashion magazine. Why are you laughing? I was thinking of bocce shirts. Let it go. So they ship via FedEx International Services. With time-definite express delivery to over 210 countries, the bags hit the markets. The classic macroeconomic love story. Supply meets demand. I like a nice love story.
Free lube, oil, and filter with the purchase and installation of VSD brakes. He'll thank you. Thanks for getting new brakes and not splattering my guts all over the road. Midas. We do that.
At least his feet are comfortable. Wolverine DuraShocks with new compressor technology. They don't quit.
Marquette coming off that heartbreaking loss to Cincinnati down in Greenville to take on East Carolina. Cordell Henry misses the fade, but guess who's got his back? Dwayne Wade, as always. Those two hooking up, and Marquette up by 10.
And 2-year-old Antoine Davis, son of the coach. Think he'll remember this?
I don't know if he'll remember it or not. The professor that's there with him is Dr. Wiggins, that Antoine is there with, and he was actually one of my professors while I was in school, and believe it or not, it's one of my sons who's now in school.
Another tough admission on your part.
You're just bringing it all out of me today.
Truth machine. We admire you for it. Fair ball by Luther Head, and the poor shooting continues for the Illini here in the second half.
Some of it, I have to tell you, it's not just poor shooting. It's well defended, which makes the shot poor. So it's either poor shot selection or an inability to knock down an open shot. And they haven't had a lot of open shots.
Jared Odom. Donald Terry in, and now tied.
Oh, that's got to be
Archibald and Fife. And Archibald,
I'll tell you what,
was kicking at the face of Dane Fife, it looked like.
They call an intentional foul because they didn't see Archibald. What they saw was Dane Fife hold the ankle of Archibald.
And right now it looks like that's the only call they're going to make. Only on Fife.
Okay, he's down. Right here, we get to see it. Oh, no, he stepped on him, and then right there, he just grabs him. Dane Fife just grabs him, somewhat in an effort to protect himself.
Well, good that we saw that whole sequence, because he flops, he gets underneath Archibald, and then, I mean, that can be dangerous here. You can twist an ankle, a knee, all kinds of bad things can happen.
I'm going to challenge you on the flop. This is the end of it. He got fired on with a form.
You have to admit that is the only call they can make there. That's got to be an intentional on Fife. That's very, at best, borderline dirty. Maybe not even borderline.
Well, it's wrong. And you and I will totally agree. It's wrong. And the officials are trying to get control of it, and they'll have a conversation. It is not a flop. Watch what Archibald does. Archibald puts his forearm in his throat. That's not a flop. Now, Archibald is dead wrong here when he steps on it. And what Dane does is really try to protect himself, and he's going to take the foul and take Archibald down with him. If you're about to get hit in the face, you don't have much choice. You got to get out of the way.
Well, I can see pushing the foot away. I don't know about grabbing the ankle and trying to bring a 7-footer down on top.
No, I agree with you there. I wholeheartedly agree with you there. I'm just saying it wasn't a flop. He did it because once he got fired and then the guy stepped on his chest, I think at that point you're right. You just move his foot out of the way. But I don't think he grabbed it.
Well, fortunately, Hightower and the company stepped in and made sure it didn't get any worse, because for an instant there it looked like it was about to get started.
Now, let's see how they officiate the game here. There's a little over 14 and a half to go.
Turnaround hook by Cook. And Archibald battling with Jared Odle for this rebound, and Donnie Gray makes the call on Odle.
Ooh, they're definitely calling that. This is a tough call.
It wasn't so tough, according to Mike Davis.
All right, here we go right here. Here's the action. Now, they're in there fighting.
A little bit of a follow-through by Odle.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't as tough as I thought. It wasn't as tough as I thought. Actually, it was a good call, because Odle came whacking down. Not just down, he came whacking down.
Alley-oop. Cook got it from Harrington, goes up strong. And a 10-point lead. So we'll see if the pair of calls hypes up the crowd again. They've been quiet most of this second half. After watching Illinois lead by 12 at the end of the first half.
Nice play. They get Odle loose under the baseline. Here's an opportunity, I think, for Indiana to take advantage of what's going to be the extra effort you know that Illinois is going to play for. Extra ball fakes, pass fakes, all those give you opportunities.
Illinois clearly trying to get Cook unleashed in the second half, and he took his eye off that one. Coverdale, as he goes past Cook, draws a reach. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 6 Eastern as SportsCenter expands to 90 minutes to bring you the 2002 McDonald's High School All-American team. Find out who the best high school players in the country are tomorrow on SportsCenter. Names from the past include Jared Jeffries, Frank Williams, Brian Cook. They all played in that game. Coverdale past Williams. And Odle again drawing contact.
Odle gets the play made. But Coverdale does a nice job penetrating. That was really the key.
Archibald picks up his third.
Watch what happens. He beats Frank Williams. You see, Cook has no choice but to come over. Odle is Cook's man. Archibald has to try to clean up the mess. Gets there too late.
Jared Odle, a nice story, a senior from Swayze, Indiana, who was a career backup, never scored more than 9 points in a game coming into this year, and has exploded. Been one of the keys to their conference season. Capable of 25-point games all of a sudden.
Exploded.
And for Harrington, three-pointer, Sean Harrington.
Talking about exploded. Is that what the fans are seeing?
They are now. Full-fledged fan explosion now. 11-point game. 13 minutes to go. Odle driving on Cook, and Brian just picked up his third.
Bill Self has got to be, on the one hand, disappointed defensively, but offensively, Bradford does a nice job getting it to Harrington. What Harrington does is he sticks three, and he stuck that one and got the fans involved. But you were talking about Odle. Here's a guy, you said career backup, and goes to be the conference player of the week.
Right.
I mean, that's a huge jump, and got to be very gratifying for him. Brian Cook can't be very, very satisfied necessarily with the way he's played this evening.
He comes out, he's replaced by Roger Powell. We just have to add Odle to the list of players you have to keep an eye on at all times for Indiana. They've had 7 different players lead them in scoring at some point this year. Seems like everybody they throw out there can block a shot, make a steal, or hit a three. Deep, versatile lineup. And a long body.
They are long. They lead the league in block shots.
Five missing that 3. Bradford. There's the freshman Perry.
Oh, good play.
Underneath. Twisting shot off the glass. Roger Powell in the lead has now grown to 13.
I meant Bradford was a good play. Powell, instinctive, got lucky.
I'm thinking at least 90% of the calls, Quinn, have been off the ball. They're really paying attention to all that contact.
They're trying to make sure they keep this game under control. Because when you play with a lot of emotion, sometimes you get on the edge. On the edge of making a mistake was Corey Bradford, but instead makes a nice wheel, popping free 43 as Roger Powell over his head, losing it. Over 43, Jared Odom, foul on Perry.
And after the foul on Williams, Perry commits the foul in the backcourt for Indiana.
That explanation is very simple. There is absolutely no real value in you trying to make that play, because the reality is more often than not you will get a foul call. It isn't worth it.
Bradford again driving, dishing. Lucas Johnson back in. Nice ball movement, ending up in a spinning air ball by Williams. Not a good finish to a promising possession, but it's not over yet. Out of bounds off Indiana.
You know, but they've got that small lineup in the Illini with Johnson and Powell being the 2 tallest players. So with the 3 guards, they're trying to get into the cracks and crevices with Newton and Jeffries having to match up, hopefully, with somebody big.
Jeffries matching up with Williams. 6'8" Lucas, biggest man they have on the floor. Upset that he didn't get a 3-point play out of that drive. On Newton, his second.
Watch Lucas take up the space. Jeffries can't decide what to do. Oh, got away with offensive. That's what it was. That left arm is free. That's offensive. Mom doesn't think so.
Mom Leslie, this is a great call at Hightower.
It is wonderful call. Beautiful, beautiful call.
Well, this is, to say the least, been an eventful year for her son. Lucas tore his right ACL in October, and just 3 months later was back on the field. One of the 4 outgoing seniors tonight, plus Williams, the 4th-year junior. And he is up the margin now to 14, biggest lead of the game.
They would not be here without Lucas Johnson. Not without his energy.
He came back at a point where they needed everything he had to offer. Toughness, rebounding, defense. Newton fouled now. Roger Powell with his first. And this turning into a whistle per possession, and it may come down to Indiana having to come back from the free throw line because everything is contested. Nobody's moving free on either side now. The defenses have clamped down to that extent. Newton hits, brings it within 47-35. Just under 12 to go.
The one-handed baseball shot. Surefire way to beat the buzzer.
Player of the Year candidate Jason Williams leads the Devils against Virginia. Syracuse Villanova at 7, Duke Virginia at 9, Thursday on ESPN.
Tony Kornheiser, Michael Wilbon.
We're fat, we're bald, we're old. Hey, you're bald, I'm shaved. Shaved is a lot better.
Pardon the interruption. 5:30 p.m. Eastern, weekdays on ESPN.
It's not...
Surfing the web again?
I'm shopping for my next new car at Ward Martin's website. It lists all their pre-owned vehicles with pictures, prices, mileage, and options. This can save us a lot of time.
I've used their website before to schedule service appointments for my Mountaineer. It's really convenient.
I can even send an email to the sales department with questions about the cars I'm interested in. Take a look at this 98 Buick LeSabre.
Click on the picture. We'll take a closer look.
Visit Warden Martin on the web, www.wardenmartin.com.
If your double-pane insulated window is impossible to clean, if it's fogged over or there's moisture between the glass, call Aero Glass. If your entry door is broken or is difficult to open or close, call Aero Glass. For custom shower enclosures or replacements, call Aero Glass. For screen replacements, mirrors, plexiglass, or decorative glasswork, call Aero Glass. Aero Glass, 608 North Cunningham in Urbana. Call them.
Providence and Miami, John Linehan already with 3 steals, tied Eric Murdoch for the NCAA steals record. Darius Rice saves one for Miami, and there's Linehan. Not vintage Linehan. That certainly wasn't with a turnover, but there's the record. 377 career steals. But guys, it's all right. 10 years from now, it'll be a pickpocket and a rare Linehan dunk that got the record.
Reese, the first game of our Super Tuesday doubleheader, all Illinois, as they try to win their 10th in conference play for the 3rd straight year. They lead 47-35 at the moment after surrendering a Big Ten record. 17 3-pointers a month ago at Bloomington. Only 3 have fallen for the Hoosiers tonight. Illinois, by contrast, just 2 of 12 in that one. They've hit 5 already. 6-game winning streak coming in for Illinois, following their 3-game losing streak. Other things have gone around the country. 6 straight wins, good for the 5th longest active streak of any top 25 team.
Yeah, I read that. I was a little surprised as well.
Shocking. Archibald knocked away by Jeffries. Harrington looks up, has 3 to shoot. From about 28 feet, Bradford kept it alive and got the fresh shot clock and then threw it away. All that hustle leading only to a bad pass and a turnover.
Well, yeah, it was a bad pass, but let's put the pass in perspective. He's trying to save a pass, coming off the rim and trying to make a heck of a play. When he gets the rim, they reset the 35-second clock. If he was just able to get a solid pass out of that, it would have been an excellent play. At the end of the day, you're right. It ends up being a turnover.
But the effort has been at that level all night for Illinois.
It really has been, and that's the reason that they find themselves in a pretty good position.
Newton rejected by Archibald. Bradford lets that one go out. Donnie Gray looks at Ed Hightower.
That's an Indiana ball.
And Hightower will agree.
They just called a technical on Mike Davis.
Well, he's done a whole lot more than that tonight, and he just got the call his way.
Well, I believe it's because it's accumulated, Dave. Because he has been much more active than he was there. And I think the officials had a conversation and said, you know what? That's enough. And they didn't think this is their way of letting Mike Davis know.
Art McDonald in the middle. Ed Hightower on the left and Donnie Gray have their hands full tonight, to say the least. Of course, this is a rivalry that, going back to when you played and all through the night in Henson eras of these 2 schools, always seem to get chippy at some point.
These are neighboring states. So, you know, when you play, it's like it's another form of a rivalry. There's no question about it.
Border war, that plays into it.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, obviously you'll have the one in Indiana with Purdue, but then you'll have one if you play Notre Dame. But Illinois is the next one in line.
Now, so far, Self and Davis don't have anything personal the way. At times, it got between Knight and Henson, but they're both very early in their respective careers. It could still get that way. Probably won't. Easy-going guy.
Oh, you think compared to the other 2? Oh, very nice, Dave.
Odds are against it ever getting to that level. Then again, I never thought I'd see Bill Self wear a bright orange jacket here. We've seen that, so all bets are up. 4 on the shot clock. Coverdale stolen by Harrington. They weren't going to get a shot off in time anyway.
Good find. Oh!
The Indians whipped it cross court, a little bit behind Bradford.
You know, the other thing that happened as the ball was coming, Coverdale cut in front of Bradford. He took his eye off the ball.
Indiana with just 4 points from Tom Coverdale. Still only 2 from Jared Jeffries. Their top scorers have been non-factors. Jeffries scored in the first minute of the game. That's all. 3-pointer, Kyle Hornsby, his 3rd.
Hornsby's one of those guys that you think he's outside of his range because he doesn't look like a good ball handler, but he can just rise up and make shots from 3.
He leads the Hoosiers with 11, traveling on Lucas Johnson. Don't forget, following us, the 2nd game of our Super Tuesday doubleheader in the SEC, Tennessee, and a big one at number 10, Florida. Currently a 3-way tie atop the SEC East. Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, all 9-5. The Gators coming off that 1-point buzzer beater loss over the weekend at Alabama after leading by 13 in the second half.
Billy Donovan have those Gators playing a lot like we saw early with the Illini, with a great deal of energy. Hoosiers starting to look at that three. Coverdale not starting to warm up as Hornsby makes one on the other side. Coverdale does on this side.
And he had to hit that one to get himself on track, get his team back within 8, stop the Illinois momentum, and force a timeout. Well, maybe the most memorable contest in this rivalry took place back in '89, night against Henson in Bloomington. Jay Edwards with the improbable fall-away 17-footer, tie the game 67 all. Clock at 2 seconds. Ed Hightower put 1 more second back, and Nick Anderson hit a 30-footer at the buzzer. And the Illini shocked Indiana that night, 70-67.
89 exactly was the year that they had a lot of good things going for them in the Final Four that year. So that basket going in was just a sign of things to come.
Tom Coverdale had 4 threes in the first game, 5-6, Hornsby 5. Only Hornsby shooting anywhere near that level tonight. Harrington looks up, finds Archibald. Quick hands of Jeffrey, slap it away.
Watch fight for the three.
He would have had it too. He took his eye off just long enough to lose it momentarily. 6-0 run by Indiana here.
With no pressure on them, the pressure is on the Illini to win here at home.
Jeffries, still time to have an impact. Gives it up to Newton, and the run continues for Indiana.
Nice job on the penetration. Jeffries is the guy finding people. You got to cover him. The Illini need a basket. With this group, you probably look to see if Frank Williams can get it in 3-8.
Indiana has at least had the ability to bounce back tonight twice. Williams ends it and has 19. First half was all Frank Williams. Second half, others have gotten involved, and it may come right back down to his shoulders now over these last 8 minutes.
Well, they've done a better job trying to get somebody else involved. I think they needed to. Jeffries is the guy you go to. He's your money man. 4th foul just that time by Cook.
Rod McDonald got him. A little bump. That is number 4.
All right, using the screen is Williams. Now, White, there was a double right there. He comes out, and here, this is just a good play, because what he did was as he took the shot, he was moving right. The defender was on his left side. He just jumped back a little left so the defender couldn't clear space to block the shot. Other end, Cook got a 4th foul and has to sit down.
Start with the intermediate jumper. Frank Williams never lost it. 51-43. 8 minutes to go. Newton back around the horn, and about a 28-footer by Coverdale. Rebound short by Newton. Down to Williams. Coverdale took the type shot you take with 1 on the shot clock, not 26.
Well, they let him do that, but I think they're going to call a foul here. And they're saying that Price pushed it.
Again, Hightower may also have been reminding them they really appreciate his help, but they don't need it.
All right, well, take a look right here. Because you see, oh, you know what happened? He gets pushed by Jared Jeffries. So Roger Powell got pushed into Frank Williams by Jared Jeffries. So actually, I think they had it right the first time.
That is number 4 on fight, which will draw a nice ovation as it's announced.
It's tough to see that one without a replay. It really is. The foul is on Jeffries. Watch Jeffries. He pushes Roger Powell. That's the foul if you push Roger Powell. Not anything with Frank Williams. The foul is on Jeffries for pushing, but they ended up giving it to Frank Williams, putting Frank Williams on the line.
Yep. Fife should still have 3. Jeffrey should have 3. But Williams missed Ends up in Indiana hands. Fife will have to watch himself, though, and that ball through his hand. Very alert Hornsby there to jump on it.
Oh, they got to go to Jeffries. Powell is too small.
Jeffries right after that mismatch and still can't find the bucket. He's missed 5 in a row after his only make. That happened about 22 playing minutes ago for Jeffries. Heads three-pointer, rebound Fife. But the Hoosiers are still lurking.
Yeah, and with Archibald and Cook on the bench, there's nowhere to go inside for the Illini. Powell has long arms, but guarding Jeffries is just hard to do.
Another tough call here. Lucas Johnson thought he had a clean pick. That's his third.
On Illinois, number 22, Lucas Johnson.
So both into the bonus now.
Third foul.
Fouls are going to be an issue. Fife with 4, as has Cook. Archibald Coverdale have 3 for their respective teams. The officials, Dave, have had to earn their keep tonight.
Have they ever? Might need doubleheader pay tonight. Archibald will come back. Well, they get a true low post man in, replace the 6'6" Powell. Jeffries, 1 out of 2. Even with only 3 points from the possible Big Ten Player of the Year this year, Jared Jeffries, Indiana still within 7. You would not have thought that possible. Ankle clearly a big factor for him. Spin move. Williams back up to 9. 21 for Frank Williams, his 10th 20-point game of the year.
Nice job of reading where the backline defense was by Williams, because all he did was get himself to the paint to get an easy shot, because he doesn't believe Hornsby or Coverdale can block a shot.
Coverdale back for an open 3 for A.J. Moyer.
Get everybody involved.
A good spot by Coverdale. It looked for a second as if he threw it behind Jeffries. Moyer was right there. 6-point game. It's as close as Indiana has been in a while. Another reach. Long as Williams has the ball, it will be very tough on Indiana not to foul. And that elusive, and that on Coverdale, his 4th. Thursday, our Big East ACC doubleheader begins at 7 Eastern with Syracuse taking on Villanova. Followed at 9 with Virginia hosting number 3 Duke. And Virginia with only 1 win against a ranked team this year. They've lost 7 of their last 9. 2-point loss to Georgia Tech over the weekend. And after a great start,
yeah,
when the Cavaliers just 6-8 in ACC play.
Yeah, they've really faltered here after I think it was like a 14-2 start, and they just have not been able to get things going the way they'd like. But they also entered conference play, which tends to do that.
1 out of 2, Williams. 54-47. Coverdale all the way, the tough drive and finish.
That's twice he's been able to do that. No help inside. Nice drive by Coverdale.
Blocked by Johnson, no call.
They call him out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds on that.
And a timeout with 5:33 to go. You expect it when you see Indiana tee it up against Illinois, and we've seen it tonight. Physical, Big Ten, knockdown, drag-out basketball.
I'm a regular guy, but sometimes I can be such a dunce. Like when I go on vacation. I always wonder if I'm paying too much for the rental car. Then I heard about the Dollar Rent-A-Car website at dollar.com. The rates were so good, I couldn't contain my excitement. Saving money was so quick and easy, and wow, my Dollar rental car was right at the airport. Next time, you know where to go.
The next 4 years
Brought to you by the United States Postal Service.
Mom! I got in!
May your travels bring you tranquility, harmony.
The harmony of the CD you get free from Days Inns. Rock, country, just for going to bed. Free CDs for staying at Days Inns when you have the
Inspiration to book now.
New fast break Cheez-It. You might not be in basketball shape, but they are.
You do not just stroll into Williams Arena in Greenville, North Carolina and beat the East Carolina Pirates. Marquette in a world of trouble. Waning seconds, down 3. Kenyatta Brown, thank you very much, and 1. Pirates up 5, 7.7 to go. About to spring the upset over a top 10 team in Michigan State, up by a bucket on the Buckeyes in the Big Ten, fellas.
Well, maybe the biggest surprise of the year there, that Marquette game. Here's what the contenders have left. Ohio State after tonight has Michigan, Indiana, home to Northwestern. Wisconsin also has Michigan. Illinois goes to Minnesota. And Illinois hoping they hang on, and Michigan State takes that game from Ohio State. And you'd have a four-way tie at the top of the Big Ten. This by Hornsby. Ryan Cook back in with 4 fouls. A little over 5 minutes to go.
And a tough rebound over the top of Odell on that play.
Williams driving, defended well by Moyer.
Very well defended on that play, because I thought that Williams looked as though he felt like he was comfortable getting to the rack.
The closest Indiana's been since 36 to 31. Jared Odell going at Cook.
Good play by Moyer.
The weak side put back in by Moyer, and it's a 3-point Illinois lead. And a very nervous sound goes up from 16,500 here.
Frank Williams got to get somebody to look.
Erickson taking Newton off his feet. Low. Cook kept it alive.
Good effort by Cutler there.
Tied up, stays Illinois ball.
Really good effort, because it looked as though it was going to be a free ball for the Illini, but on the previous play, the shot goes up here, and it'll just drop right there. Now watch Moyer. Nobody blocks him out. Williams doesn't get to him. Moyer gets to the ball. Archibald can't stop that putback.
Well, I'm just sitting here wondering, how has Indiana done this? It seems like they've been dominated. They've gotten almost nothing from their 2 best players tonight, Jeffries and Coverdale, and yet this battle for first place is headed down to the final 4:20. Very much in doubt. 54-51.
I'll tell you what, the Illini don't get any. They haven't got any easy baskets. They went on the one spurt in the first half where they got on to a little bit of steals and got like 8 straight. But they haven't done that in the second half. Newton gets this foul. So they have really tried to create offense off the dribble. That's too hard to do. The Indiana is a pretty good defensive team.
Number 9 on Indiana. At the line.
3rd on Newton. Indiana, last year, Mike Davis's Spurs set a Big Ten record for lowest opponent field goal percentage. Not quite that good this year, but still among the best. But so is Illinois. Is what makes these final 4 minutes so intriguing. All the points are going to be so hard to come by.
The challenge for Illinois is going to be whether Brian Cook, who has played well of late, stays involved and gets him some points on the inside as Frank Williams comes up with that rebound off the free throw.
Yeah, very involved Frank Williams tonight. At least for this game, forget all the criticism you've heard about him all year. High-low, Cook to Archibald. Defended well by Odell.
Oh my goodness.
Williams backhand finish, not close. Still Illinois ball, 11 to shoot. Should be some final 3:44 to go. First place on the line in the Big Ten.
Hey, can I write a check for this?
I just need to see some ID.
Hold that thought.
Eunice, hi.
Come with me. Okay, so I was in a movie with an extra, Eunice, whose hairdresser, Wayne, attended Sunday school with Father O'Neill, who plays racquetball with Dr. Sanji, who recently removed the appendix of him who dumped you sophomore year. So you see, we're practically brothers.
Tired of looking for ID? Use the Visa Chair Card to get you in, out, and on with life.
I forgot my ID again.
Today's business thought.
global network access? Good. Massive security breach? Bad. Preventing the former from becoming the latter? WorldCom. Want confidence? You'll find the path very clearly marked. WorldCom, the leader in globally managed VPN solutions on the world's most scalable global IP network. WorldCom.
This guy is about to eat a croissant. The pizza you eat like a sandwich, and these things are big. So you got to train. 51 cubic inches of perfection. Come on, bag of bones. $5.99 or 2 for $10.99. Come on, Tiny. The new Pizzone from Pizza Hut.
How to speak Australian. Devotion. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
On senior night, Illinois has led almost the entire way by as many as 14 points right now. It is just 4. And with Ohio State leading by 1 late in the first half against Michigan State. Currently 10-4 with Indiana, and Wisconsin and Illinois still in the picture. What's going to decide this now down this home stretch?
It's got to be the ability to get the ball in position to score for Illinois. One, I think they've got some inside players that can do that. Indiana is a three-point shooting team. You've got to cover the edges on them. They have been outstanding as a rule knocking down shots. One of the best three-point shooting teams in of all of college basketball.
7th best in the nation for the year. Better than 40%, just 6 of 16 tonight. Frank Williams spinning into a turnover.
A.J. Moyer solid on the defensive end.
Moyer winding his way into a block by Cook. Comes down to Newton. And they'll reset it back outside.
Yeah, they don't have to be in a hurry because right now the team that's a little more panicked is the home team in white.
They've been the lead dog all night. And they've almost been caught a few times. Now Odell banks it home. 2-point game.
Odell's been pretty good for a guy that did not go through shooting around. Gives them some inside presence. The line I don't seem to have that yet. I shouldn't say yet as of right now anyway.
10 points off the bench for Jared Odell. Under 3 minutes, 2-point lead. Good cut by Williams. Rejection by Newton. And they may call this goaltending. They will. Count the basket.
Whoa. Ball fake, solid defense. Moyer goes up. May have been contact.
I don't think it's coming down.
Well, no, I'll tell you the difference is it's going to the backboard. I don't think he was shooting it straight. It was going to the backboard.
Mike Davis calls timeout. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. And a month ago today, still fresh on the minds of the Illini, they gave up more three-pointers than had ever been hit in a Big Ten game. 17 spread mostly between Hornsby, Fife, and Coverdale for Indiana. They walked to a 31-point win, the worst loss in over a decade for Illinois. Since then, that game key a 3-game losing streak, and they ended that with a 6-game winning streak coming into this one. But all those revenge thoughts, don't they kind of fade at this point?
No, they've been gone. They have been gone. You're in a game. You're in a game of survival now. Of the 17 three-point shots that were made, 15 were made by the 3 gentlemen you talked about. They were 15 of 22. That's outstanding. I don't care whether you shoot 2-pointers, 3-pointers. That's only bad in free throws.
8 to shoot. Cook out to help on Coverdale.
Oh, bad defensive play here. You got it at 3.
Unbelievable time for Williams to foul.
Number 2 on Williams.
Just his second, but you had Indiana down to 3 seconds on the shot clock. And now Tom Coverdale.
They just gave. He got this spot technical. This is the wrong time to get
my goodness. Donnie Gray teeing up the assistant coach. over there on I was thinking they called another one on Mike Davis.
No, they didn't call it on Mike.
They haven't specified which assistant.
Wow, this is really an inopportune to get that one.
Well, especially you just got the call. You're about to shoot free throws. The last thing anybody needs to be doing is getting on an official's case at that point.
Cook at the line, 2 shots.
4-6.
Brian Cook, 85% free throw shooter, best on the team and 4th best in the league. Hits the first.
Wow.
Cook got them both.
Right there, but we'll get a chance to see. They're telling him to sit down, and I guess at this point he doesn't sit down fast enough, but there probably had been something that precipitated that at any rate.
Well, it looks like all Davis is doing is turning his back to the officials and talking to his players. If that's got to see that wasn't
no, it wasn't on Mike Davis. It was on McDonald. It was not on Mike.
All right. Cleared it up. 59-53. 2 minutes to go. Bradford against Hornsby. Williams. Moyer on him, under 10 to shoot for Cook.
Either Bradford or Williams need to come to look for it.
It's Harrington all the way in. Can't get the left hand. And it's Cook. Cook got it.
Boy, and he cleaned out Hornsby to get there, but he finally showed up.
And the lead is 8. Total out for Hornsby. Good up fake. Got Bradford out of the way and hits a 3.
What a solid play by Kyle Hornsby. He faked Bradford and just cleared a lot of room for himself.
Inbounds Archibald. Illinois with a 5-point lead. Possession. And 1 minute.
1 minute to play. 1 minute to play.
This is the matchup. Moyer stopped Williams the last 2 times he's tried to make plays.
And a 10 to shoot. Everybody else is getting out of Frank Williams' way. Kicks it back for a Bradford 3. Timeout, Indiana.
Now, how appropriate is that? And Mike Davis is saying to Kyle Hornsby, he had said to him, don't come off of Bradford. You can see Hornsby come and help. They don't want it. Bradford, great 3-point shooter. How appropriate on senior night. Roger Powell, just a little please. Frankie, give me a dime. I'll give you 3 cents change.
Nothing could be more appropriate. It's the 299th career three-pointer for Corey Bradford, their all-time leader, 5th all-time in the Big Ten. And he makes it an 8-point game with 39.6 seconds. Illinois trying to make it a happy senior night as they say goodbye to Robert Archibald, Lucas Johnson, Demir Krupalya. They hope to have him back from a stress fracture for the Big Ten tournament. Honorary senior, 4th-year junior Frank Williams. And, of course, Corey Bradford, his 3rd 3 of the night, 13 points. Almost impossible now for Indiana. They'll start trying to get an easy 2 for Newton, and he's fouled with 33 seconds.
Boy, the one thing you don't want to do in the circumstance is foul. They call it on Frankie Williams.
Williams with his 3rd. We'll go to Tennessee, Florida. When this one is done, 33 seconds to go. And Newton will have one more. Mike Davis still stinging by that technical called on his bench, which led to 2 Cook free throws. 7-point game rather than a 5-point game. They'll call now their last timeout. So everything they need to discuss needs to get taken care of in this huddle.
Well, it also gives Illinois a chance to get their foul shooters in, because at this point you're going to have to foul. You don't have a choice if you're Indiana. So what Mike Davis wants to do is get themselves into position to guard defensively, and then you just got to look to foul. I mean, here is where the technical foul. It was just so badly timed right here. Donnie Gray is telling him, sit down, and he's slowing doing it. And I'm telling you, there's a history for that to happen. I don't think officials just give those out just because, just for no reason. There had to be something that precipitated that, because other than the fact that he sat down slowly, he sat down.
Even if there is history, how can he call it in a game like this at that point? I mean, if he's all over you, that's one thing. He's standing there. And so what if he sits down slowly? He's sitting down. That was a hard technical to understand, and it cost Indiana 2 Cook free throws. Now one more coming for Newton. They are out of timeouts. They do have the possession arrow. And Coverdale and Fife were at the scorer's table. Now heading back to the bench.
They're just trying to make sure that they got the right people in here, and that you sit down at least to play if you were in and they took somebody out. That's all they were covering there.
Newton gets them both. Much improved free throw shooter this year. 33 seconds. They don't guard Harrington. Gets it in, and now Hodel quickly fouling Cook, and Illinois gets it to the man they want on the line, the best they have at 85%.
Foul is on Indiana, number 43, Jared Hodel.
Well, emblematic of the tight game it's been. Archibald may be guilty of trying to stomp on Fife. Fife definitely guilty of a takedown, which could have ended in a twisted knee or ankle for Archibald. It ended up being called on Fife. Happened right underneath the nose of Ed Hightower. But the tone has not always been that close to getting out of control, but it's been that emotional all night. 1 more for Cook. We'll get you out to the SEC.
Get you to the Vols and the Gators.
Cook continues to put down pressure free throws.
At this point, if you're Illinois, you want to match up, know the three-point shooters are there, and try to cover them.
And Coverdale is one of those three-point shooters. His second cuts it to 66-61. Remember, Indiana out of timeouts.
Well, they just called a foul right away. As soon as that one went in, I thought they called Jeffrey Newton for a foul.
And they did.
The foul is
Newton scored.
Number 50, Jeff Newton.
Coverdale, you see, the difference is Harrington is standing on the three-point line. You really have to come and cover a shooter like Coverdale and make him put it on the floor. He gets daylight, he can knock down shots.
So Lucas Johnson now, double bonus. 78% for the year in his final home game. 1 point. 3 rebounds. One more. Ohio State locked in a tough one with Michigan State. And Illinois hoping not only that they hang on and knock Indiana down to 10-5, but Michigan State can do likewise to the Buckeyes. Senior Layton, Illinois hitting all the pressure free throws down the stretch. 20 seconds. Newton to try a three-pointer. He's only made one all year. And with 13 seconds, they can run out time now and start to celebrate. 7.4, but the standing ovation already underway at Assembly Hall. Bill Self didn't recruit this senior class, but he says he has really enjoyed meshing with them. He says, if I was in college right now, they'd be my buddies.
Yeah, they've done a really good job, I think, of meshing between Bill Self and the seniors. It's Demir Kopolya.
Wow, they're going to let him in.
I'm sure he's been practicing with the team some. I mean,
Kupalia, who has had surgery in the last few weeks for a stress fracture and hadn't even really started practicing yet, but they were pointing toward the Big Ten tournament, and they like to get Demir just some official playing time. He's just going to step out on the court and watch the last 7 seconds take place.
I think as much as he's getting him time, it's getting, and probably Lucas Johnson, you get a senior off the floor so he can get his just from the fans who have supported him over his career.
5 straight free throws for Cook, and here comes Kupalia. This was not expected, so this gets a huge ovation.
He's so excited, he doesn't even know where to go. That's beautiful.
Just don't hurt that foot, big fella. Stay off the foot. Cook hits again. Now Archibald will get Brian Cook his ovation. Cook's just a junior. 15 points tonight. 7 of 8 at the line. 6 boards.
Number 21, Archibald, replacing Cook.
You're going to have some fun on your senior night. And you try to get you a double. Starting out, Archibald solid down low. Bradford, everybody knows, can drill a three, was able to get his game going. And Frank Williams brought all kinds of energy from the very beginning of the game. Nice to see Kupalia in the lineup. The Illini getting better with each game.
And this is their 7th straight win, but I don't think it had much to do at all with their desire for revenge. I think it had to do with how you win Big Ten games down the stretch.
There's no doubt about it. You can take a look at what the updated standings look like. Illinois will be 10-5, tied with Indiana. And if Michigan State gets lucky, that's one thing. Wisconsin right there in the hunt. Not many talking about them. They have one left. They played them. Now the seniors.
Well, they didn't have anybody ready to check in then. But Frank Williams committed the foul nonetheless. Now maybe they want to get him an ovation and get Luther Head in. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But Luther just halfway to the scores table right now. We'll get you down to Gainesville momentarily with Tom Coverdale on the line.
They're going to clear the bench. They'll clear the bench. That's really
right.
What it's about. And if the guy they wanted to foul is Coverdale, because he'll miss him. I mean, he'll make them. Normally, he makes them there in the double bonus. So he'll make one, and you can just clean it. And then you get it.
Head, Powell, Jarrence Howard, Nick Smith in. And the whole group of the upperclassmen will leave as a group. Nice way to end their story in Champaign. This senior class has a 21 season for the 3rd straight year, 10 conference wins the 3rd straight year. And still more to be decided when they get down to Indianapolis for the Big Ten tournament. They win this one over Indiana 70-62. And we'll see if Michigan State takes care of Ohio State and makes it a 4-way tie at the top of the Big Ten. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Quinn Buckner, Dave Barnett. So long from Champaign, now to Tennessee, Florida. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale.
All right, Dave and Quinn, welcome to the O'Dome O'Connell Center in Gainesville.
O2 Toyota. See your Toyota dealer today.
Welcome back to Tucson, Arizona, and the McHale Center, where Stanford takes on Arizona. Terrific first half, 37-all. Steve Fiziak along with Marcus Johnson, and what a first half we've seen. Stanford came out with great intensity, and if Jason Gardner doesn't go off for 20 points, well, the Cats might be down by 10, 15.
Yeah, absolutely right. He kept his basketball team in the game with his outstanding shooting. Jason Gardner, 4 of 5 3-pointers he's knocked down in this game. But watch this, a little dribble take, a little push-off with the left arm on Hernandez. Then Joe Keeney gets some, he wants some in the paint. He does get some. Jason Gardner, 20 first half points.
And then Curtis Borcher was strong inside.
Well, with Casey Jacobson, 1 for 4, they needed somebody to pick up the offensive slack. It's been the praying mantis, Curtis Borcher, with 10 first half points.
Borcher with 10 and 4. Gardner hot from everywhere. 4 of 5 from 3-point range. 20 of his team's 37 in the first half. But when you look at the halftime stats, yes, Arizona's out-rebounding Stanford, but they're also turning the ball over more.
And Luke Walton, I mean, go figure, 7 turnovers in the first half. He's got to do a better job taking care of the basketball.
We'll come back with an incredible final 20 minutes here in the desert.
Our Hertz Pac-10 Student Athlete of the Week is Oregon State volleyball standout Gina Schmidt. She is one of only 5 players in Oregon State history with 1,000 career kills and digs, as she led OSU to the NCAA tournament. And last year, Gina was named All-Pac-10. A 2-time academic All-America first team, she has a perfect 4.0 in business administration. Gina Schmidt of Oregon State. This week, Hertz Pac-10 Student Athlete of the Week.
At Bank of America, we really wanted to participate in the Olympic Winter Games. But in the end, we decided to support the real athletes and stick to the things we do best, like eliminating 80% of all upfront paperwork to make the mortgage process less painful.
Free lube, oil, and filter with the purchase and installation of VSD brakes. He'll thank you. Thanks for getting new brakes and not splattering my guts all over the road. Midas. We do that.
7-Up is proud to sponsor youth hockey. And for when they get thirsty, I've provided plenty of 7-Up. Because I care about the kids. 7-Up is now proud to sponsor youth swimming. Kick those legs, Tommy.
When reviewing the Lexus LS 430, Automobile Magazine said, no car in this class has more inviting leather, a more comfortable ride, a superior stereo, or a more logical navigation system. Perhaps this is why, for the 2nd year in a row, Automobile Magazine has named the LS 430 the best luxury car over $40,000. To its owners, it's the best luxury sedan in the world. The LS 430 at your Lexus dealer.
So the bun cake was bad.
The bun cake was abysmal, but you're missing the point of the story. The entire staff has food poisoning, leaving packages to be shipped, deadlines to be met, and one sales manager to do it all.
Just one?
One.
You mean not the bun cake?
He had the Danish. Stay with me. He jumps on FedEx.com. He's shipping, he's tracking, getting confirmations on his cell phone, his pagers, PDA.
He's got a PDA?
Everybody's got a PDA. Nevertheless, packages arrive, he triumphs over adversity.
I don't have PDA.
Check, please.
This March, FX brings you television's most intense cop thriller.
The police!
The Shield, coming in March to FX.
Want to jumpstart your 2002 with a new Chevy truck? Then you better hurry, because $2,002 bonus cash ends February 28th on Trailblazer, Avalanche, and Silverado Extended Cab. That's $2,002 bonus cash on a new 2002 dependable, long-lasting Chevy truck. So buckle your chin strap and get into overdrive at your local Chevy dealer today.
Welcome back to McHale Center in Tucson, Arizona. The score is tied at half. Now, I just spoke with the team doctor for Stanford. Casey Jacobson has been getting his right eye, top of his right eye, stitched up by the team doctor for Arizona. But they do say that Casey should be back in for the second half. Meanwhile, Mike Montgomery told his guys during the halftime, guys, we can win this game. They are out-rebounding us by 10. As long as we can step up on the boards, we can pull this off.
And that was a surprise with the freshman Isaiah Fox going against the 7-foot junior Curtis Borchert, who prior to last weekend was averaging 19 points and 14 rebounds over a 6-game stretch. Mike Montgomery's teams have always been great rebounding teams, and again this year, #1 in the conference, +8 on the season per game, but they are -10 in the first half.
But Big Curtis needs some help. Teo Johnson, 1 rebound in 9 minutes. Justin Davis, no rebounds.
And he had a rough first half. Luke Walton, we saw him get a triple-double against USC this year, but the only close things to a double is in turnovers with 7. And yet, Arizona's tied with Stanford.
This is one of these go-figure games. Casey Jacobson went for 4. And yes, Stanford right there knocking at the door, 37-all.
And a turnover by the Cardinal as Stanford going with Curtis Borchert, Josh Childress, and Teo Johnson on the front line with Joe Bikini and Julius Barnes backcourt. And again, getting stitches above his eye is Casey Jacobson, the All-American from Southern California.
And the referee, David Hall, fractured eye socket. He's going to have to go to the hospital as soon as this game is over. So it's been tough on everybody, folks.
That's one tough official. David Hall with a fractured eye socket still continuing this game. Here's Rick Anderson. Missing. Fox can't hold on. It's Fox, Anderson, Walton front line. Stoudemire, Gardner backcourt for the Wildcats.
With a pick and roll, Borchert, Barnes trying to force a switch. Nice job by Stoudemire to get through.
Teo Johnson missing. Luke Walton rebounding. That's his third. Anderson has it swatted away by Borchert.
Curtis Borchert lives to block shots inside. He's got the long arms, the great timing, quick off the floor.
Oh, look at that runner by Julius Barnes. Doesn't get it, but there's Borchert. He needed to hit the boards. He had 4 rebounds in the first half, but not 1 on the offensive glass. That was his first.
And you know Mike Montgomery had a talk with him at halftime about that very thing. Nice job to come over weak side, shot blocker. He is so good at that. And then the great timing, and then at the other end, the offensive glass, Curtis Borchert showing some strength and some toughness. That's the operative word for Stanford, the toughness inside.
Curtis, a 67% foul shooter. Young man who had to battle through stress fractures in his feet the last 2 years. Limited to only 37 games, but healthy much of this season, missing just 1 game against USC.
Wasn't that around the same time of the year, January 20th or something, when he he bruised his ribs or something and had to sit out the SC game?
How about this? Against USC, he's broken his foot twice in games and injured, not being able to play because of the injured ribs.
Luke Walton with the miss inside. Not, 7 turnovers. A lot of those unforced. His confidence would have to be suffering.
Borchert inside. Fouled from behind by the freshman Fox.
That's a good foul by Isaiah Fox because he made the mistake defensively of losing sight of his man, Curtis Borchert.
Well, Casey Jacobson back in the court. He left the game at the 5:25 mark of the first half with an injury over his right eye. You see the stitches that were operated on by the Arizona doctor. And do they say go Cats? He's coming in.
The Arizona doctor, you better watch it. Maybe one might come loose inadvertently or something. Oh, my bad. Let's go back in the locker room.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm just kidding. I know
he really he's got to have a shiner there.
Yeah, when wearing it like a badge of honor, he and the official David Hall kind of kindred spirits in this game.
You're right. Both have been hit in the eye. And stitches for Jacobson, a fractured eye socket for official David Hall. That's 14 now for Curtis Borchert. He has come back well.
And that's a good sign for Stanford when you can stay in this game without Casey Jacobson. Borchert with a lot of confidence offensively.
Stoudemire missing the 3. Walton inside. No fear in his passing despite the 7 turnovers. Fox has it knocked away by Borchert, and he is angry at the official. And he'll back off as Curtis Borchert picks up his first foul.
Isaiah Fox does a nice job of closing the gap with the body. Is Gardner going to penetrate? Nice little bounce pass, and then watch Fox. Ooh, that's a lot of basketball. Some contact down low is where the foul was called, and give Fox credit for initiating that contact. That was his only chance for a bailout.
Stanford with a 4-point lead. Isaiah Fox, who has had a rough time from the free throw line this year, hitting just 56%, nails the first. Now Childress comes in for Julius Barnes, who has to limp off with that ankle injury.
And Josh Childress, that is, has not been particularly effective here tonight. Nice job taking the ball strong to the basket as Isaiah Fox knocks down the free throw. But he has got to find a way, Childress, who's taking the ball out, a way to produce some points to become that third scorer, or even that second scorer, because it's been pretty much Curtis Borchert in the second half.
Casey Jacobson just 1 of 4 from the floor, and Jacobson working around Gardner. Now a foul is called on Jason, and he's hot.
I can understand the frustration. I feel your pain, JG, because there's a lot of contact in the backcourt. There's a lot of contact there. Watch the arm of Casey. Kind of pushes him a little bit off balance to the floor. And then with the touch foul from behind, did not affect the play whatsoever. The foul call on Jason Gardner.
Marcus, is this a no call?
Definitely no call. There's a lot of contact there. That's a good no call. Let the play go on this right here. I mean, it didn't impede his progress whatsoever. Wasn't on the shot. It wasn't like he was trying to get to the basket.
Jacobson. Walton steps up to deny his three, and then Joe Bikini misses terribly from three-point range.
This is when you're going to see how tough Casey Jacobson is. Whether he can gut this out and find a way to be productive even though he's injured.
Gardner with the floater. Oh, he has been special. 22 for Jason Gardner from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Put a saddle on him and ride him. He's just carrying his basketball team. If he doesn't have the performance that he's having, his team is down 10, 15 points, as you talked about at halftime, Steve.
41 all. Jacobson wants to take Walton.
The marquee matchup right there.
Teo Johnson for three, his second tray of the game for the 6'7" power forward.
And Casey Jacobson not forcing things, taking what is given to him. He is the leading assist man on this Cardinal basketball team.
Rick Anderson missing the three. Childress rebounds.
Good defense because you get the ball out of Gardner's hands, you force Rick Anderson to take a shot.
Jacobson for three. Maybe that will get him started. Again, 1 of 4 prior to that, and hits his first three of the game.
That's one of those long outside jump shots.
USC has taken the lead on Oregon. Oregon trying for the Pac-10 championship. Oregon can secure a share of the title with a win at USC or UCLA on Saturday. USC can win by sweeping the Oregons by having UCLA beat Oregon on Saturday, and Cal and Arizona split their weekend.
And here's Casey from Tony Jovacchini. He is back a good 3 feet behind the line. Buries it. Yaka.
This is the biggest lead for either team in the contest. 6 points, 47-41.
I'm still not liking the body language of Arizona right now. Oh, Teo, what do you... Like a Harlem Globetrotter shit.
Actually, the biggest lead for Stanford since they opened the game 6-0. Casey Jacobson getting stitches over his right eye, finding the rhythm, eyeing the rim, and firing it home.
Whoa. What was he thinking?
Introducing a vehicle designed for your adventures in reality. The all-new, more powerful CR-V from Honda.
Brown makes me feel powerful. Brown lets me be everywhere all at once. Brown software connects me to my suppliers. It connects me to my customers. Brown brings me my raw materials. Brown delivers my finished goods. I trust Brown. Other colors may be cute, but they don't call you back.
Making business more efficient. What can Brown do for you?
Roger, we got you. We're going out.
Michelin, proud to be the only tire of the space shuttle, because so much is riding on your tires.
Welcome back, everyone, to McHale Center. The score, Stanford has the biggest lead of the game so far. They're up by 6. Take a look now at some of the Pac-10 Player of the Year candidates. These are the top candidates right now, and 3 of them are right here playing tonight. That'd be Jason Gardner, Casey Jacobson, and Luke Walton. Of course, we're all waiting to see who will walk away with the Pac-10 Player of the Year award. Steve Marcus, any bets on your end?
I vacillate week to week. I mean, but now my bottom line, Steve, is whoever wins the regular season, I'll say, because the votes have to be in this weekend, whoever wins the regular season, take the best player off that team and make him Pac-10 Player of the Year. It's just that close of a race.
If USC wins, give it to Sam Clancy.
Yeah, if Arizona wins, you got a little, well, based on the performance of Jason Gardner tonight.
He's been phenomenal.
Yep.
He's kept his team in this game.
You're right.
Jason Gardner with 22 of his team's 41 points, but they are now down by 6 to Stanford. A Stanford team that has played much of this game without their All-American and their own Pac-10 Player of the Year candidate, Casey Jacobson, who is now back on the floor. You see number 23 with the stitches over his right eye. He was nailed on a Luke Walton shot with 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And if Jacobson somehow hits one of those streaks like he had against Arizona State earlier this year when he scored 49 points on a Thursday night.
Yep. But you know, that's backyard boogie for Casey, having the bandages and the bruises with all the brothers and the toughness.
A foul on Salim Stoudemire as he knocks down Tony Giovacchini.
I'm telling you, this is tournament tension, tight basketball here. Both teams playing extremely physical. A lot of guys have been down on the floor, have bucked the mahogany. That time it was Tony Giovacchini's turn.
Childress was doubled. Gardner will step out on Giovacchini. Walton on Jacobson. Borchert. That's a nice feed by Jacobson, but Borchert cannot finish.
Slipped out of his hand. Slippage inside for Curtis Borchert. He got the basketball in the proper spot. I thought he was going to go up and try and dunk that one. It looked like he just lost control. Right there, nice catch, gather, and it just loses control up and over the rim. You can always tell when it slips out of a guy's hand. He looks at his fingers like there's some answers in there somewhere.
And the second bad thing that happened on that possession was the third foul on Teo Johnson. Channing Frye. 10 of 13 against the Cardinal at Maples Pavilion for a career-best 22. He's been quiet and now has 5 points.
With Salim Stoudemire quiet in this game, Jason Gardner, Luke Walton. There's Luke with the steal, but Frye, they need another offensive option because you know Stanford, that they're going to pay a lot of attention defensively to this guy right here with the basketball, Jason Gardner. Get it out of his hands.
And he gets it back with 23 in the shot clock, and from 26 feet out. Are you kidding me?
He was standing on the zona of the Arizona printed on the floor, and I'm sure Tony Giovacchini said, no way is he going to shoot that. Gardner's like, way, dude, way.
This crowd back in it as Arizona's come from 6 down to tie it. Children. Wow, a soft touch.
That's one of those Don Nelson, Boston Celtics. Back of the rim, finds his way to the net jump shot.
Luke. Whoa, count it.
Luke. You know, it's been a struggle. It hasn't been easy for him tonight. But he is finding a way to get it done at the mid part of this second half.
And there's Pop, the All-American Bill Walton at UCLA, and a superstar in the NBA for the world champion Trailblazers.
Take off that red shirt. A nice job by Luke to weave his way to the basket, and then he takes the hit. Nice little soft bank shot. That's just a beautiful move. He got to knock down some free throws, though. There you go. Get that confidence back.
And he does. That was the 4th foul on Teo Johnson, so he leaves, and Justin Davis has been inconsistent this year, comes in at an all-important time with this game locked up at 50.
Well, you see Justin Davis is wearing the flak jacket underneath his uniform. That's not him pumping up before the game in the weight room, so he's experiencing a lot of pain still with the shoulder. He says it's more the shoulders than the ribs right now, but he has a tough time handling the pressure and the contact.
Childress, Hernandez, Jacobson, Borchert, Davis, that's the Stanford 5. Hernandez knocks down Stoudemire. He leaned on the sideline and turns it over, and Montgomery's hot.
Blown a gasket, Mike. But there's a lot of contact. We saw the same contact with Gardner out top. It wasn't called. There's that, I mean, that's a lot of contact. Stoudemire defending Hernandez. I thought a foul should have been called on that play.
Well, no foul call. He spins back in on Davis and scores, but they say it's an offensive foul.
Wow. Tricky call right there. Second foul on Luke Walton, and I'm sure Lute Olson doesn't like it. Maybe a little Maybelline payback time, a little Maybelline makeup call. There's Walton jumping into Davis. I mean, you know, as physical as this game has been, that to me was a no call.
It's the 8th turnover for Luke Walton in this game. And a blocking foul on Anderson against Casey Jacobson, and the crowd will really get hot.
Oh, it's turning into a scrum. It's getting physical. It's always been physical. But now guys are coming up, stepping into driving pass right here. Stoudemire going to get picked off by Davis. Watching Ricky Anderson. You know, didn't look like he was completely set. You don't have to be completely set to pick up the offensive foul, but that was a good call.
Down low, Borchert lays it out. Oh, man, he had it as easy as you can find it, and now a foul will be called, a double foul.
Justin Davis, Luke Walton having words.
Davis.
It was Davis and Gardner also kind of mixed up in all that, but you see the padding on the shoulders of Davis. That's that flak jacket underneath. But the officials need to get a handle on this basketball game. They are asking for trouble if they continue to let it get out of control the direction that it's going right now. There's a rebound inside by Channing Frye. He takes a slap to the chin. And you see Walton, Gardner, Davis all kind of tangled up inside. Gardner hits the floor.
Justin Davis will get his first personal, and it appears that Luke Walton will get his third. 7 points, 4 assists, but 8 turnovers for a Pac-10 Player of the Year prime candidate.
He's got to settle down. You can sense the frustration on his part because of his struggles with the turnover, taking care of the basketball. But you need him on the floor. Don't be nothing silly.
Anderson, Gardner, Walton are the juniors on the floor. And they also have Channing Frye and Salim Stoudemire, the freshman, and a blocking foul. And you're right, they're trying to clean it up right now. It's getting too physical.
It is really getting physical. I mean, NCAA tournament, Pac-10 tournament play is going to be more physical than the regular season because each possession will be valued. So you give them a little leeway in this game, but you don't want it to get out of hand.
Robert Little in for Borchert, picked up the foul, his second. Walton with the fade, no. Childress with the rebound.
Josh Childress has played an effective game. Nothing spectacular, but he's rebounding basketball. He had that lucky jump shot going for him. He's being active on defense.
Arizona doing a remarkable job defensively on Casey Jacobson when he has been on the floor. Casey with just 2 baskets, a total of 5 points.
Well, they want an NBA-style defense where they switch a lot of the backstream stuff. Walton and Anderson switch everything between them. Stoudemire, Gardner switch everything between them because they're the same size.
They've been locked at 50 like for 2 minutes. And another turnover, and here's the update on USC. The Trojans pulling away from the Ducks 50-41.
Wow, 11-4 run. That's senior leadership from USC starting to take its toll on the Ducks from Oregon.
USC sweeps. This weekend they'll clinch a first share of the Pac-10 title since 1985. And they tied Washington. Well, no, he'll be at the line for 2 shots.
That's a good clean foul by Justin Davis. Not too much of a hatchet job, and Luke Walton has struggled from the free throw line, so you don't want to give him the easy 2. Off the turnover, here's Luke going to try and split the 2. Does split, and there's Davis. Nice little hack job. Make sure he doesn't get it up and off the glass.
Luke Walton, no question, is a competitor, and so is his coach, Lute Olson. Did you know that Lute Olson, when he played basketball as a youngster and baseball, his coach called him Luke, for Luke Easter was the coach's favorite baseball player because Luke Easter was a tough, aggressive baseball player. So for a while, for a number of years, he went by Luke Olson.
A lot of time at the airport today, didn't you?
Yeah. You're the best. Arizona has the lead. Walton slashing through for a 3-point play. Jason Gardner with 22. Or log on to www.pac10.org. And Arizona has been there before. Sean Elliott was the MVP of the Pac-10 tournament in 1988 and in 1989, and he will be with us on Fox Sports Net. Of course, he had his number retired here in Arizona. Bill Walton, who won 2 championships with UCLA in the then Pac-8, and there he is watching his son Luke Walton, and UCLA leading Oregon State by 4. That's exactly what Richie McKay wanted to do.
Exactly, the score, the situation, second half, up 4, low-scoring ball game. Now, this is what Casey wants to do, get a smaller guy, Jason Gardner, on him so he can find some shooting room.
They've run doubles at him all the time. Here's Robert Little, big offensive rebound, sticks it back in, and Stanford reclaims the lead.
Little, big inside, though. Robert Little does a great job of finding space, moving guys out of the way. He's got the big, wide body. Watch him inside, working against Channing Frye. Does a nice job with the anticipation where the ball is coming off the rim, and then the put back inside after he draws the contact. That's Fox's fourth foul. That's what you call jumping through the contact and not shying away with that pretty boy fadeaway stuff, which I hate.
So Isaiah Fox with 4, Teo Johnson with 4 for Stanford, and Arizona coming out and going with Walton and Gardner. Now as they've gone really big, Walton will now play a guard with Frye and Fox and Anderson on the front line. So Arizona says, we're going big, we're getting some boards, but they sent Salim Stoudemire to the scores table, and I would imagine he might come in for the foul-plagued Isaiah Fox.
And Salim, a quiet night for him tonight, but he is a dangerous shooter from the outside. He's one of those guys that can get hot in a hurry. But Isaiah Fox, a pretty decent job. He's very quick with the basketball. If you take a look at his scouting report, Computer Associates, very quick with the basketball, especially on the push, and then can knock down the outside shot, shooting about 45, 46% from the three-point line this year. Excellent for a freshman.
Matter of fact, that is in the top 5 in the conference. I mean, in Arizona history, Steve Kerr had an incredible 57% from the 3 range. Here is Jason Gardner knocking it down and tying it up at 53. Back and forth we go.
See, this is what it's going to be like next week, folks, during the Pac-10 tournament. No matter who is paired up in the first round, it's going to be this kind of basketball, possession to possession. Next week at this time, be there or be square.
Jacobson misses. Gardner racing ahead, challenging Hernandez, and it's an offensive foul, and Olsen's furious.
Now that's a tough call against Jason Gardner because Hernandez was barreling back, trying to retreat, get in front of Gardner. Was not set. It's just a question of whether or not Jason Gardner, which he has a tendency to do, lowers that shoulder and plows into the freshman. There's that right shoulder. Tough to see from that angle, but the way Hernandez flew into our camera bay back there, you have to assume there's a lot of contact.
Third foul on Gardner.
Man.
Lute Olson had a vertical leap of about 35 inches.
No.
Right out of his chair. I mean, he was skying.
And any kind of contact like that, normally the foul goes against the defensive player. Here, Casey, nice job posting against Anderson. Walton slides by on the block, and then Frye from behind with the block. And you can see the activity, the attacking aggressively of the basketball by the defenders on the floor.
Jacobson held to 6 tonight. And again, he was cut above the right eye, received several stitches, was gone the last 5.5 minutes of the first half and first minutes of the second half. But there is Casey Jacobson trying to will his team to victory. They are up by 1, 54-53. And with 5 minutes to go, UCLA only leads by 2 over Oregon State.
In this pattern for UCLA the last few weeks, 7-7 over that span. They win 1, lose 1, play good against a good team, against a team that's supposed to be kind of have a letdown. And I guess that's what's going on out at Pauley Pavilion tonight.
Arizona's had a rough time from the free throw line, and they're normally pretty good. Arizona is a 73% foul shooting team on the year, but they're 13 of 19, missing 6. In the Pac-10, it has been wild and woolly. 6 teams are still in contention for the Pac-10 title as we head into the final week of the season. And with the way the year has gone so far, there's a chance still for a 6-way tie for first place. Cal has already won, beating Arizona State.
Incredible one. What a job. Ben Braun, speaking of incredible, they sneak into the top 25 rankings for the first time this year. Congratulations, Ben Braun and the Cal Bears.
Hey, take this opportunity, Marcus, to sign up for the Alaska Airlines Visa Platinum Card from Bank of America and earn miles everywhere you use it. You'll get 5,000 bonus miles upon approval, not to mention 2,000 bonus miles every year after that. Log on to bankofamerica.com, Pac-10, and take your shot. Arizona takes a shot and misses and goes out of bounds. Last touched by Jason Gardner. It'll be Stanford basketball.
Great hustle on the part of Casey Jacobson. to get his hand on the basketball, tip it off of Jason Gardner's hands. But now for Stanford to win, Steve, Casey's got 6. He's going to have to score, in my mind, at least 16, at least another 10 points or so for his team to have a legitimate chance to sustain this lead.
All right, let's check that. 10:23 left in the game, and Casey with 6. I'm writing it down.
You're going to call me on it, huh?
Yes, I am. Justin Davis is fouled.
Again, not for the faint of heart, not for the weak of mind. Justin
Anderson's
fourth on Anderson. The flak jacket sporting Justin Davis goes inside strong. He's going to take a hard foul on the bad shoulder. You know that's got to hurt. Rick Anderson from behind on the block try. A lot of basketball, a lot of leather up top, but a lot of contact down low.
4 fouls on the junior Anderson. They need the 3 juniors, Walton, Anderson, and Gardner, so much for Arizona to be successful. Justin Davis, meantime, at the free throw line, only a 42% free throw shooter. He'll miss the first.
We've had him in games, I think Michigan State, where he's actually banked in free throws. He's struggling that big time at the line, but they need him because of the foul trouble to Teo Johnson to buy some minutes from Mike Montgomery, and Teo Johnson stay on the floor. Justin Davis be active, strong defense, rebound.
And it is Stanford by 2. Gardner with Fox back in for Anderson. Channing Frye, Stoudemire, and Walton. So 3 freshmen and 2 juniors.
Gardner off the flare screen to free him up from Hernandez.
Stoudemire gets it back. Stoudemire with the hang. No. Davis with the rip.
I like Chris Hernandez's defense. He's a tough on-the-ball defender, and when you got Curtis Borchard back here backing you up, you can afford to gamble and pressure.
Nice pass by Jacobson, right in position where Curtis Borchard had his feet set, and he had a great angle to the hoop.
Similar to the last play, the last pass that slipped out of the hands of Curtis Borchard. That time, no slippage.
Davis with the steal.
They need that kind of productivity from Justin Davis. He is playing hard. He's grimacing and he's running down the floor. But everybody's playing hurt out here tonight, even the officials.
.510 Gardner on the 6'6 Jacobson. Hernandez feeding Borchard. 2 more for Curtis.
Nice job. Hernandez on the penetration. Even better job by Borchard to once again jump through the contact points in the paint. Stanford, they're battling 28-20. That's the toughness that Mike Montgomery has been asking for all season long.
Walton. And a chance for 3.
That's a tough matchup for a rookie. Josh Childress, a very talented player at Mayfair High School in Lakewood, California, outside of Los Angeles. But he's going against a guy in Luke Walton who has struggled tonight, but has been a hot offensive guy. And look at Hernandez penetration. Borchard, a little bit of a bobble, but jump through the contact. But here's Luke. Luke is tricky. Tricky down in the post. Got the floaters, got the one-handed push shots.
Knocks it down. Well, we've got 4 players with 4 fouls. Teo Johnson, Rick Anderson, Isaiah Fox, and Josh Childress. 2 for Stanford, 2 for Arizona. And this is what it's going to be like with 3 games in 3 days in the Pac-10 tournament. It's going to be the team that wins will have the deepest bench. Walton. Back along the baseline, now swinging it back out, Stoudemire. Lattimore trying to get a little closer, and then Davis knocks it into the seats.
I like the effort and energy and activity of Justin Davis in this game. He ran down the loose ball in the corner a couple of possessions ago.
USC has now fallen behind.
Man.
Oregon has come back. They were down 9, 5.5 to go, and the Ducks up 1 to the Trojans.
Freddie and 2 Lukes trying to get it done. Freddie Jones, Luke Jackson, Luke Luttenauer. A spectacular season for the Oregon Ducks and Ernie Kent, their fine coach. Now Casey Jacobson, Luke Walton. Luke just wants to draw defensive attention, kick to an open teammate.
And a foul. I mean, there's so much activity. How do you see a foul? Because everybody's bumping and swiping and
flailing
hitting each other.
Yeah, no, it's tough. This is a physically challenging, demanding basketball game.
We opened this game with that wonderful cartoon that was put together by Brad Zager with the Pac-10 guys going at each other. And that's what we've seen. We've seen dust fly. We've seen eye sockets broken like David Hall's and stitches.
Little did we know that it was a precursor of things to come. We got a psychic in the truck.
Oh, man, this is a great game. 8 minutes to play.
Right, but just kind of a, not one of those fancy, Dan, kind of up and down, fast break dunks and all that. This is a grinded out affair. Yeah, and this is going to challenge your toughness right here. Challenge your manhood. See what you're made of. Make you take a look at yourself.
Joe Bikini back to Jacobson. Walton will defend Casey.
I mean, you can even see it with the looks on the players' faces. Luke Walton, Casey Jacobson, just all business, serious, intense.
Davis almost traveling. Julius Barnes. 4-3.
And I was going to question that shot kind of early within the offense, but Julius is feeling it. Julius can shoot it.
And he has one of those high arching moon shots.
He's still grimacing in pain. He came down hard on that ankle after leaping for a rebound.
How are these teams going to win on Saturday? They're getting so much on Thursday.
And they're leaving it all on the floor.
They're young. Just give them another peanut butter and jelly sandwich and say, go get them.
Luke Walton. Nice individual effort by Luke Walton to find the paint, to fade, and then find the rim.
Big man on campus.
And now Casey needs to start to assert himself on offense. And Barnes knocked down a shot. Birch has been effective. Borch has been effective inside.
Jacobson knocked down by Walton. No foul called. Barnes. No. Justin Davis.
Look at Justin. Up. Look at Justin inside, working hard with the flak jacket. Showing some heart. Pounding the offensive glass, something that Stanford has been one of the weaker aspects of their rebounding game. A fine defensive rebounding team, but offensively kind of challenged at times.
Stoudemire has Barnes in his face. The freshman with 15 in the shot clock, still with time. Gardner says, let's try it again and reset.
10 seconds, don't have a lot of time. Got to go with it.
Gardner in and out. The save by Jacobson. No, it's Joe Bikini. Joe Bikini missing the three. Davis there again, but knocks it out of bounds, trying to rip it to himself. There's a timeout on the floor. Stanford with a 4-point lead on plays like this by junior Julius Barnes.
Come to Pep Boys for all of your car care needs, like quality Raybestos brake service for as low as $69.99. At a price like that, why risk driving around with bad brakes? Get your brakes checked at Pep Boys today.
The new 255 horsepower Infiniti i35 with the most powerful engine in its class. Don't blink. More power, more grace, more I. The new i35 from Infiniti.
7-Up is proud to sponsor youth hockey. And for when they get thirsty, I've provided plenty of 7-Up because I care about the kids. 7-Up is now proud to sponsor youth swimming. Kick those legs, Tommy.
Lincoln, part of the new Hertz Prestige collection. Lincoln, if it's your kind of car, Hertz is your kind of car rental company. The Hertz Prestige collection. Land Rover, part of the new Hertz Prestige collection. Land Rover, if it's your kind of car, Hertz is your kind of car rental company. The Hertz Prestige collection.
Stanford on the road with a 4-point lead over Arizona. This week on ACC Sunday Night Hoops, presented by Staples. The conference crown comes down to this in the final game at Cole Fieldhouse. Cole will be hot as Virginia comes to town, fresh off an upset over the Duke Blue Devils tonight. They'll take on Maryland this week on Sunday Night ACC Hoops. Virginia beat them 87-84, so number 3 Duke may tumble a little more, depending on where Cincinnati goes, as Cincinnati lost last night to Louisville 74-71. And the first game at Cole Fieldhouse was against Virginia. Maryland won it by 12. It's the only on-campus arena to hold multiple Final Fours in '66 and 1970.
But now, Stanford, they changed their defense. 2-3, zone defense. Going to try and thwart the penetration of Luke Walton that has really hurt him.
Swing it out to Stoudemire. Good rotation defensively by Stanford. And here's Walton getting bumped. And no foul called. Isaiah Fox winning the rebound. Oh, that was tough play with 4 fouls on him. Stoudemire. No. Julius Barnes with the deep rebound. Boy, they have switched beautifully on Jacobson in this game. Casey can't score. Borchert rebounds. They've got a new shot clock. Inside 5 minutes to go on the game clock.
And Stanford doing a much better job with their offensive rebounding, pursuing the basketball after missed shots. Good help by Anderson on that play. He got there in time.
If it is against Rick Anderson, it will be his 5th foul.
This is going to be unfortunate. It's going the other way. But Anderson was there. We saw that play earlier in this game when he was a little bit late, and Borchert made a great catch. That's the 3rd foul on Rick Anderson. Excuse me, Curtis Borchert.
Because you were right, I was wrong.
But Borchert. But Anderson was there. I mean, that's the point that he did a great job rotating because Arizona continues to front Curtis Borchert inside. So obviously that lob over the top is open.
Let's go to Lila Feinstein.
Arizona's 6'9" forward from Long Beach now goes by the name Rick Anderson, but to his coach, he'll always be Ricky. Old habits die hard, and Lute Olson has known Ricky since he was born. Ricky's father, Gary, played for Lute at Long Beach City College in the early 70s, and Lute says he trusts Ricky. He's one of those kids that always has a positive attitude, and when things get tough, he can always be counted on to be the emotional pick-me-up.
Well, he's been a big game player this year with that game-winning layup against Florida with just 26 seconds to go, so maybe he'll be great down the stretch. And remember the 2 late free throws to beat a very strong Maryland team who will see on ACC Sunday Night Hoops this Sunday.
And Lute also likes to call him affectionately Stick. Stick Anderson. Speaking of Stick.
Stoudemire with the steal.
Look how fast he is with the basketball. Got to finish that play, though.
And now Stanford will head the other way with a 2-point lead. You said Jacobson had to have 16, and he is right now stuck on just 6, his lowest point total of the year.
That's for Stanford to win this game. Borchert has filled in admirably. Justin Davis, I've been pleasantly surprised with his activity at both ends of the floor. But at some point, when this thing bogs down with about 3 minutes left, you're in a half-court set, you're going to need your shooter to make big baskets for you.
Anderson spins around Davis.
There's just a natural tendency for the other guys to kind of tighten up on the floor.
Gardner has not had a great second half. 27 for the game, but 7 after halftime, and 3.5 to play. And he's missed his last 3 shots.
Oh, my.
Julius Barnes missing. You know what? These guys may be so fatigued, Marcus, because they played so hard and physically for 37 minutes.
But did you see Julius Barnes flip the attempted trap?
Time out on the floor. 3:26 left. Stanford by 2 over Lute Olson's Cats.
Free lube, oil, and filter with the purchase and installation of VST brakes. You'd be crazy to pass on this deal. If you see 2 sheep mowing the lawn, you're crazy.
Midas, we do that.
Is that supposed to be fun?
Introducing a vehicle designed for your adventures in reality. The all-new, more powerful CR-V from Honda.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
And soon you'll be getting your new car or truck at Napleton Dodge in Oaklawn because 0% financing is back. Buy new Durangos with $2,500 in consumer cash or 0% financing. New Ram 1500 with $1,500 consumer cash or 3.9% financing. And get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty at Napleton Dodge on 95th Street, just east of 294 in Oaklawn, Chicagoland's #1 truck authority.
I got mine in Napleton.
Just what we expected. Stand up for a tough physical game. 64-62. When we started the game, we said it would be a war. You said they'd be fighting it out just like they will next week in the Pac-10 tournament.
You got Bears, you got Trojans in there, you got a little bit of everything. You see what would happen if it ended today.
Cal would play UCLA. California beating Arizona State tonight. Arizona right now would play ASU in the first round. And USC Stanford would match up every single game. Would be a great game.
You'd say Oregon-Washington would be the easy game, but Washington's already beaten Oregon.
And Oregon leads by 1 over USC. Oregon, again, to win the Pac-10 championship, can secure a share with a win at USC or UCLA. How about that? Ernie Kent has done a great job this year. Now they've got to go on the road and win at the Sports Arena and Pauley Pavilion.
Stoudemire, the shorter, quicker defender, just getting up into the body of Casey Jacobson.
Julius Barnes in and out. But Justin Davis with his 3rd offensive rebound in the last 3 minutes.
That's been key, Steve. He has been a key player down the stretch here in place of Teo Johnson. He's picked up his 4th foul. This is the kind of play from Justin Davis that they expected when they recruited him.
Jacobson was looking low block. Porcher missing outside. Anderson tries to call a timeout and does as he was leaning out of bounds. And Mike Montgomery said he was traveling. He was traveling. Well, right now he's traveling back to the bench with Arizona at a timeout.
The Pac-10 and Fox Sports Net present Pac-10 basketball tournaments. Shooting has already begun on these blockbuster productions. Premiere release dates will be March 2002, Women's Tournament in Eugene, Oregon.
Here's Big Francie in the lane for you.
Men's Tournament in Los Angeles, California.
To the basket.
Who will take center stage? These tournaments are rated E for excitement.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
7-Up is proud to sponsor youth hockey. And for when they get thirsty, I've provided plenty of 7-Up. Because I care about the kids. 7-Up is now proud to sponsor youth swimming. Kick those legs, Tommy.
What's the rating on the 12-hour trail program, alarm? Roger, we got you. We're going out.
Michelin, proud to be the only tire of the space shuttle, because so much is riding on your tires.
Pac-10 college basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by the Alaska Airlines Visa Platinum Card, the most popular way to earn miles in the Pac-10. A heck of a game here in the desert. Tucson, Arizona. They love their cats. Arizona down by 2 to Stanford. And as we reset it for you, 2:36 remaining. You see the team fouls. Both teams will be shooting 2, and the possession arrow will send it Arizona's way if there's a held ball. Stanford has been scoreless the last 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Arizona scoreless the last 2:20.
Stanford sits in this 2-3 zone.
UCLA has beaten Oregon State 65-57, so UCLA still alive. Pac-10 championship. They need a lot to happen for the Bruins to win it. They came in tied with Stanford for 5th place. And there is Gardner in the corner, missing the three, but we have a whistle and a violation. And no argument from Casey Jacobson.
Timeout? I'm not sure.
Yeah. 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout. And there was 3 seconds left in the shot clock, so Gardner spotted it over his left shoulder in the opposite end of the floor, so he then took the three.
One of his teammates tried to alertly call the timeout to get him at least a solid shot off of this possession. I think it was Rick Anderson.
Stanford has had the lead 6 times. Well, it is the best darn sports show period. It's the show everyone's talking about. Garrison Hurst will be in the studio, the 49ers running back. Sports Illustrated model Shikara will be there. And Mariners second baseman Brett Boone, who had a fabulous year for Seattle last season. There's John Kruk, as he is the Prince of New York and the Prince of the show.
3 seconds on the shot clock, so Salim, it's on you, buddy.
Stoudemire missing, did not hit iron anyway.
You see Salim.
There is a shot clock violation, so Lute Olson's team will be back on defense, down 2 with 2 minutes to play.
All right, now it's all about going with your horses right now. For Arizona, Jason Gardner has carried this team the whole game long. He's got to step up and make plays, and I still believe for Stanford to win, Casey Jakes is going to have to make some plays, and that means making some baskets.
And again, he is on 6 points. You said he needed 16 for them to have a chance to win. Nice pass by Davis inside. Borchard missing, and then he rams it home for points 19 and 20.
That's a big play for Arizona. Gives them the 4-point lead here late in this game. Puts a lot of pressure on the Wildcats, and that's great defense by Joe Bikini on Jason Gardner just to deny him the basketball.
Jacobs, with the strong defense, knocks it out of bounds. 1 minute to go. Oregon by 3 over USC. I'll tell you what, every game has been fierce.
It's to the point now where we're not even surprised. Just exhausted. Good job by Luke to draw the contact inside. I mean, he needed a bailout call on the play. Found the body of Borchard. Took it up strong. Got himself a couple free throws, even though he has struggled from the free throw line.
So Luke Walton, who has really had a hard time with his foul shots in this ball game, just 2 of 8, 3 of 9 now, and he will drop in the first one. And Lute Olson has talked to him a lot. He said he holds the basketball too deep in his palms instead of on his fingertips, and sometimes his right elbow will flare out.
Like that. You can see it on that shot, actually.
So 4 of 11. Stoudemire on Joe Bikini.
Walton defending Casey Jacobson. He's done a nice job denying him the basketball.
Barnes to Davis. A 3-point lead for Stanford. Shot clock down to 9. Jacobson well defended, feeds Borchard inside, and Curtis with 2 more.
Casey not doing it with scoring, but he's got about 4 or 5 assists in his half. I'm not backtracking, Steve, but he's doing a great job playmaking.
Gardner hits.
And that's the guy for Arizona. Jason Gardner, you got to play through him. Get him the basketball. He's their crunch time player.
30 points for Jason Gardner. The last 3 pull Arizona to within 2 with 44.1 seconds left.
Right there coming off the screen, Jason Gardner.
How about the screen by Anderson?
Beautiful screen by Anderson, and the defense.
He kind of threw his leg out. Oh, USC must have hit a 3 because they've tied it up at 65.
Wow.
Well, Casey Jacobson loves to have the basketball late in the game.
You know, we can't rely on me all the time. I can't. It would be unfair of me to think that I'm going to make every play down the stretch of a game or every single day. That's just too hard. But I do want to try and make the play, you know, because I do have that confidence in my ability.
And Marcus, he has made the play in this game, but passing the ball to the low post and so many times to Curtis Borchard.
You're absolutely right. He's thrown some beautiful feeds to Curtis Borchard, and that's just as good as scoring.
7 assists.
7 assists. Good. I'm somewhat vindicated.
Well, that's 14 points right there.
He's responsible for it, but Teo Johnson back in the game for Justin. Oh, wow.
The steal by Gardner.
I was going to say he sat down.
Anderson has it knocked free. Joe Bikini has it.
A lot of contact, but I was going to say Teo Johnson sat on the bench a long time to be kind of thrown in this kind of a situation, throws the basketball away, and then the no call. The no call. Here's Jason Gardner, great anticipation, comes up with a steal on the bad pass by Teo, and then a lot of contact from behind, and Rick Anderson got called for a foul. When he blocked the shot from behind, he just wanted the same respect from the officials, doesn't get it. How about Julius Barnes? Like Barnes got a lot of, this is going to be the definitive look. That's a block from behind.
By a guy 6'1" against a guy 6'9".
Yeah, that's all
Isaiah
blocked.
Fox fouls out of the game. And it will be Tony Joe Bikini at the free throw line. Joe Bikini, the senior from Salt Lake City, a 65% foul shooter. He has no points in the game.
No one. No points, no problem.
Seniors.
He hit a big three against Oregon, or I forget who it was, but he hit a big three. I think it was Oregon at Maple Pavilion to send that game into overtime. So he's one of these cool cucumber kind of guys that cannot score for an entire 39 minutes and then hit 2 clutch free throws, Steve.
And Stanford opens up a 4-point lead with 29.9 seconds. Stanford, which is 4-24 in this building. In 1989, in the Pac-10 tournament, these two teams played for the championship. And Arizona had everybody. They had Sean Elliott, and they played so well. This is Jason Terry, excuse me. We go back to 1999 when Jason Terry hit a jump shot to give Arizona a two-point lead at 78-76. And Arizona would hang on to win.
And a 4-point deficit with 30 seconds left is nothing, but talking about carrying your team as a point guard, look at what this young man, Jason Gardner, out of Indianapolis, Indiana, has done. 30 points, 6 of 8 3-pointers, that big one down the stretch. He's going to look to be aggressive shooting the basketball again, the same play, pick and roll with Anderson.
Anderson taps him between his legs and gets it to Stoudemire. Stoudemire falls down and gets fouled with 14.5 seconds left. And Lute Olson wants David Hall to come over for an explanation. Lute is out on the floor.
Seems more to do with the clock or the scorekeepers or timekeepers.
We are quickly going to take you up to Los Angeles to check on the finish between USC and Oregon.
Thank you, Kevin. We're at the LA Memorial Sports Arena. Tom Kelly with Michael Cooper. And it has been Frederick Jones who just hit the bucket with literally nothing left on the scoreboard clock to give Oregon its 13th conference win of the year, to give Jones his 16th point of the night, and to give Oregon a 67-65 win over USC. And Lady Luck doesn't wear cardinal and gold, Michael Cooper. As you can see, Ernie Kent and the team up there celebrating, and they richly deserve the victory. They were down by 11, not once but twice in the second half, and
let's head back to Arizona now for the finish between Arizona and Stanford and rejoin Steve Physiak.
Here at the McHale Center in Tucson, 70-66, Stanford over Arizona. 14.5 seconds left. Let's take a look at that last play.
And, oh, yeah, so he's going to let the ball roll. They started the clock before he touched the basket.